Hello, hello. Let's see if this is working. Turn the volume down because I don't need to hear myself twice. That's just voices in my head. Good morning to everybody. How are you? Welcome to Textile Tuesday. You've got me for a little bit. Well, I'm going to be here throughout, but I'm not going to be demoing because, oh, Titi's cringing in the corner. Titi, it's all good. It's all good. This is the first time that Titi's been on TV, and she's very excited. Oh, and it helps if I actually turn the camera on. Yay! We're here. We're here. Hello. Yeah, well, that was building surprise, right?
Yes.
Building the suspense. We're here. We're here. Are we here? You can hear voices. We're here. Good morning. So today we are making, it's the royal we, all of us, a group effort. We are making this. Isn't it gorgeous? So this is a Mrs. H design. Mrs. H is in Wales, locked down at various points, you know.
She's out of lockdown.
Is she out of lockdown?
Yes.
She's out of lockdown, but not venturing out.
Not very much, no.
Self-imposed lockdown. So Titi has very, very kindly said that she will venture up here and create this rather wonderful design. This is a beginner make.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So what we have for you today is it in various colourways. And Titi, will you go through all the fabric requirements and everything? Just tell everybody how much of stuff if I miss it off. Okay. Because I've got some, a discreet amount. No one's going to notice this, right?
No.
And this is your Styleville fix. It's a stabiliser and we need some of this. We've also got this, S80, yes. These are another exciting names.
Very exciting.
Very exciting, S80, imaginatively named. This is a sew-in heavy-duty stabiliser. Yeah. You could do with a bit of that. That's the boring stuff. This is the pretty stuff. Yes. Yes, 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 exactly that, yes. I'm gonna open this up because it's too beautiful to keep folded.
Oh yeah, it is
right?
A lovely, beautiful fabric.
And you're going to get a ½ metre. Let me show you this. A half, unreal Horner, everybody. So we know what we're getting. I mean, like stunning colours, beautiful designs that begs for bag making or a maxi dress. There's no in between.
No.
No in between. Although you could sash a quilt and cut. And, I mean, there's that option. So ½ metre, a metre for your lining. That's how all of that is coming together. Now, what I've also done for you is put some of these kits together where you can get the D-ring, the sliders, and the magnetic clasp and the zip that you also need. They are on the website along with a lot of other bag hardware because the situation was I got overexcited and went, Mrs. H bags are on the show. We therefore need bag hardware. I'm going to buy all the bag hardware. Yeah. So Gemma's come in this morning. I've got through the rose gold and the brass and the nickel silver. I've got through all of those and they are loaded. Gemma then came in and went, so what can I do to help? I went, here's the gold and here's the black. And she then looked a little afraid. So hopefully when we come off air, Gemma won't have quit and run away screaming. But I can't promise it. And so the rest of the hardware, if you're after gold or black, will be loaded throughout the day. My fault, I got overexcited. Should we say hello to everyone? And then we'll look at the other fabrics. We've got Jan and Holly and Michelle and Jill. Good morning. And Wendy and Mariah. I always have to stop because I want to say Maria. I think it's Mariah. And Carol, hello. And Dolly and Jill. And Helen, good morning. And Rachel and Laurie, good morning. And Debbie and Sue. And Pam, hello. Hello. Oh, Claire said, got you on YouTube. No picture, just sound. Oh. Well, hopefully we've got that right now because I forgot to, you know. Press buttons. No, do you know what it is? Yes. Titi's laughing in the background. It's because Emily had my iPad to watch Paw Patrol and she had sticky fingers. I had this the other day on Jane's show, and it looked like I'd completely lost the ability to change cameras. It turns out sticky fingers
Not very good.
don't help me switch things around. Bear with, I might get a wipe. It'll be fine. Liz is here. Good morning, and Anne and Elizabeth, who just says, "Ha ha, ha, morning." I like that start to the day. Better than "oh my god." Hello Tracy, hello Colette, hello Elaine, and Rona, hello, and Jacqueline, and oh, Samantha's watching. Should I tell you that?
She knows.
She knows.
Told me.
It's her show.
Everybody's watching.
Everybody, the world is watching. Careful what you say.
What you say?
Oh, she's out of lockdown but confined to Wales.
To Wales, yes.
Yeah. So we could have done it in like a car park on the
We
bridge
could
or
have,
something,
yeah,
but a bit windy.
but-
Because clearly that's the only problem that it would have been, right? Heather says, good morning, fab backpack. Yes, it is. It comes in 2 sizes, but Titi and I had a conversation about whether or not we supply fabric amounts in smaller amounts for the smaller one, or just we just go big or go home.
Yeah.
Ginny says, welcome, Titi.
Thank you very much.
She dropped a sort of almost little curtsy there as well. That's what you didn't see. It's very formal, very formal. See, I have a feeling there might be some giggles this morning. I don't know why that is. Good morning, Delicious. It's cold in Cornwall. Stay home and sew. I mean, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Naomi's got the day off work, so she's going to sew. Good. Am I coming through on YouTube now? Because lots of people saying I'm not. Maybe. We'll get there. Good morning. Oh, Hailsham. That's Susan. Yeah, I used to live just down the road from there. Good morning, Natasha and everyone. Been here from the start, but first time made it live. Oh, Karen, welcome. Well, you know it's a madhouse then, and it all helps. Right. In here, I have got... Do you want to see the hardware? Just know that I've got everything from tuck lock buckles, right, posh stuff, to like swivel clip bundles. Now I'm rather taken with these, the alloyed triangle rings.
Oh.
I like those because you can, well, you can do all sorts of stuff with them. You can hang your swivel clips off them. You can use them like you can put chains on. You can do all sorts. They're really versatile. And I put together like a mega bundle of basically everything brass with all your swivel clips, loads of swivel clips, so two of each of the sizes of swivel clips, and then put in, again, my newfound favourite thing with the triangle clip. Well, because it works really nicely with a swivel clip.
It does.
And I think that's great. So they're all on the website. Emma is frantically tagging them so that you can find them all. And I have to say a big thank you to the team this morning who were like, what is going on? Poor old Emma woke up to like a million messages going, and this, and can you load this please? And can you load that? Right, last call on this. I have to take numbers. I've taken the boxes over. There are a couple spare if anybody wants to do the wreath along on Monday next week. We're posting them out in the next couple of days to get to you. So if you want to join us with the wreath along, then do. Oh no, my nail's falling out the wall. Where am I going to put it? Uh-oh. Hang on. Oh yeah. Okay. One more. See, I'm clearing the way for your pressing mat. Have you noticed what's happening there? I did find it. My coffee. Little one out the way. Here comes the bigger one. There we go. Do you want a thread catcher or shall I put that to one side? Get rid of that. Your iron is on. That's there. If you need it bigger, fold it out. This is the other colourway. Okay. Now, again, we've stuck with Anna Maria Horner. Good choice, I think. Actually, they work really nicely together, don't they?
Yes. They all work together, irrespective of the colours you choose.
So you might just be going for a stash booster. Ooh.
Yes.
Now, what did you say? You came out with a term that just made me giggle this morning. Something about when you saw the orange.
We all went Oh, I've forgotten
You
now.
said something. You said we all went something about it, and it just made me giggle. I was like, oh, great.
We all went crazy about the orange.
Yeah, crazy will do. That's your meter for your lining, and it just... I tried it with the purple. Didn't love it as much. Love it with that. Love it with that. Do you want to see it on a... There you go. So they are your kits for today. Grab your hardware. Remember that if you spend £50 or more, easily done, then you will get £5 off. So if you do want to stock up on a bit of hardware, maybe today is the day.
Yep.
Could be, couldn't it? It's that kind of a day. I'm just tidying, TT. I mean, you've been in my home now, so you know this is something that doesn't happen all the time. Hope you're feeling special.
Well, it's nice to know I'm not the only one.
TT walked in this morning, she said, it's fine, this is like my home. And then we felt comfortable. So it's all good. Right, I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to go over there. Half a bagel is waiting for me. I've eaten the other half.
I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, is it still around my mouth? The peanut butter
I can
gets
see the
everywhere.
other half on there. So.
Oh, okay. Like smeared down my face or anything. Looking good. Over to you, TT. Everybody, it's TT! Now, you have a beautiful full name, which I can't pronounce.
Good morning. And
Good morning.
It's Titi on behalf of Mrs. H.
And what is, if anybody wants to follow you on social media, they've got to look up your full name, haven't they?
On Facebook, yes. It's, it's on either Passion Mix Crafts or my name, Titilayo Mininolua Kende, which is my mother's maiden name and mine.
They'll find you.
They'll find me.
They'll find you.
I trust they will.
Yeah. Absolutely excellent to have you here. Thank you so, so much for coming all this way. We really do appreciate it. Yeah, welcome, welcome,
Thank you.
welcome. Now, oh, good morning from the Netherlands.
Oh.
Oh, well, lovely. Hello, hello. And Myra said giggles are good, just what we all need.
Don't set me off.
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm going to hand over to you. What do we need to know?
So, good morning, and we're going to have a demo of the duffel bag, which Natasha has already said, and it's a new pattern from Mrs. H.
Now, we've got it for 2 weeks, haven't we, before
Yes.
it goes on sale with Mrs. H.
So Natasha has it for 2 weeks. So if you need a pattern, you need to order it direct from Natasha for the next 2 weeks before it goes out on Mrs. H's website. And do they need to know anything else? The price range?
They don't need to know just how to make it.
Yes. And today, this is one that I made previously. And
Is
it's
that the big
small,
size?
No,
Oh, that's
this
the
is the
small
small
one.
one. Yeah.
Nice.
Because I love everything in small sizes. So this I made before I came in, and it was quite easy to make. I thought it was going to be difficult because reading through all the patterns and all the pieces, I just thought, oh my goodness. But once you have it all cut out and all the interfacing done, it goes together really, really quickly and very, very fast. So that's one I made earlier. And today we're going to try and finish another one, which I've done halfway. Like Natasha said, these are the fabrics we've chosen for today. And they're really, really lovely fabrics. I have done this instead, I think. I've gone this way.
Did you switch it up? Oh, nice.
Yes, I did switch it up. And whichever way you decide to use the colors, these fabrics are great because all the colors work really, really well together. And I particularly love the orange one. It's just like, wow.
No, see, now you've done that, I'm like, oh,
It does work.
that looks really nice.
So,
Well, now, you see, I kind of feel like I need both kits in my life.
yes, I wouldn't say no to that. So like I said, you've got all the pieces that from A to H. Now you have the option of either printing out the whole pattern, or if you get the pattern, printing it all out or cutting using your rotary, if you're very good with rotary cutters, cutting with your rotary cutter and using that instead. But for the base, because it's oval, you will need the pattern to cut that out, but it's quite easy and quite straightforward. So like I said, you've got all the pieces A, B, C. D would be one of the the bases, D. E, which would be the strap tabs. F.
I'm glad somebody else just has lots of paper with random letters written on it, pinned to fabric. I have whole bags of labelled fabrics.
It is easy. It's so easy to follow this way. If not, I'm just going to lose the plot completely. So G and H. And these are all the external fabric, contrast fabrics, and the lining, all in different stages.
Perfect.
So to start off, we start with piece F and
oh, Anne's looking forward to this morning.
And B, which is the exterior panel and the contrast band. Because as you can see there, you've got the exterior fabric, you've got the contrast band, so we need to attach both of those together. And I shall show you one that we did previously. And that's that one. It's a bit
Oh, let's hold that up then.
Yeah. So that's the contrast and that's the exterior, and we sew them together.
Yeah.
And once that has been sewn together, you
do you sew that then onto the interfacing?
The interfacing has already been ironed on first. That's
Okay.
the first stage. Every single piece needs to be interfaced, as in every single one.
As in a blanket.
Yes, just
Do all that.
all your pieces cut out A to H. Interface every single piece.
So is that with the sewing one? With the
With the boso, this one.
that one?
Yes.
Yes.
With the fluffy foam interfacing.
That discreet one.
Yeah,
And
that
how much
discreet
of that
one.
did we need? Because that was what I forgot to look up.
32 by same size as the external
So
fabric.
we're selling it by the metre, so you'd have plenty.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's-
that's okay then.
Yeah, 31 by 12. Yeah, the foam, yeah, it says on the pattern the foam will be cut later, but it's roughly about 31, which is the length by a bit of the width as well. So once we've sewn the contrast fabric to the main body of the bag, we now have to add the foam onto the back of that little of that. Make sure you're smoothing it out properly, because I've noticed that it's really difficult to get the foam to lie flat, nice and flat.
Okay.
So make sure you're smoothing it. As you can see, I've pinned it down so I can get it all the way from edge to edge and it just doesn't fold in or anything. So once that has been done, you top stitch on the contrast side.
Yeah. So
Which-
just pull that, top it up so we can see, put this edge.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can see underneath it, so we can see where it's been stitched.
Yeah, so it's been
the
sti-
one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
So it's been top stitched, and I've top stitched it, increased my stitch length to about 4, and then top stitched on there. And then the next thing is, I've got all the instructions here. I'm just like,
That's okay.
I can remember most.
It's one of those things, isn't it? When it's not your pattern,
Yes.
and even then half the time I'll create a pattern, and then if I don't do it immediately, I've forgotten it.
I know.
No chance.
Then the next thing is the strap channel, which I have here. I can take that off, although it's
So
all,
that's in the contrast as well.
it's in the contrast as well, and that would be that bit up there,
Nice.
which it's already been interfaced as well. It
Is
needs
that
to-
with your medium weight interfacing? Because there's
Yes,
various
yes.
interfacing that
it's
this
medium
uses
weight interfacing. All the pieces medium weight interfacing.
before you start with any
Before you start
sewing,
with any sewings or anything.
else.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, these have to be folded in on either side, 3/8 of an inch. So the long sides and the short sides, 3/8 of an inch. And then you've got to top stitch that at 1/8 of an inch and at 1/4 inch as well. So as you can see there are 2 stitches. One is 1/8 and the other one is 1/4 of an inch. So I'll just do the other end because I've already done one end.
Oh, could you possibly? Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, we can't see the machine.
Yes.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you. So is this one of those makes where actually the preparation is the stuff that takes the time, and then the actual
takes
sewing?
Forever to prepare it, and gosh, it took me like forever to get all the cutting and all the interfacing all done. But as soon as
But you want to get it done right, don't you? That's
yes,
the thing.
and that's the thing. Yeah.
So why are we doing 2 lines of stitching on this end?
It's the strap channel where the channel is going to go through,
Right.
and you want to make sure that it's really nice and secure, and it looks nice and neat as well.
That's the thing with Mrs. H's designs. They are
Yeah.
always so neat.
Always, so you can see it's on there, and you just want it to have a really nice, beautiful finish.
I
So
do love those
both-
butterflies, I have to say.
So both ends have now been done,
Nice.
and the next thing is now to sew the channel onto the main body of the bag. The instructions tells you what the measurements are because it has to be so much away from the top of the bag, and I've already sort of mapped those out. Things I did earlier.
It's a proper Blue Peter moment, isn't it?
It is a proper Blue Peter moment. So what you need to do is you need to find the center of your strap channel, and you need to find the center of the fabric as well, which I obviously have already done. The bottom part of the strap channel needs to be on the measurement, which I told you about. It's in there somewhere. 2 3/4 inches down from the top. I've lost it again.
Now, I'm just going to check. Emma, when you loaded the bag details, I sent you a page with everything that everybody needed, because Naomi's just said, can we have a list of everything we need? And I did that so that people could look and see what they needed, because Naomi's getting excited because she needs to make this. So hopefully that should be uploaded. If not, I can send it through again and we'll get that loaded for you. I can't load it onto this stream for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, get those clips out.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, clips ahoy.
So pins to start with, and I pin that down so I will be able to sew down the channel. So make sure that is nice. The bottom of your strap channel is on the line exactly, all the way down.
Yeah, because this is one of those things, isn't it? If it's a bit wonky,
Yeah.
you will notice it. If
You
well,
would notice it, yes.
other people might not, but you might.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to have nightmares about a wonky bag if it's not completely straight. So,
There are many reasons to have nightmares.
oh, a wonky bag is one of those.
It's up there, is it? Oh yeah, no, Emma did load it, Naomi. So if you look at the bag details, it's the second photo with the bag for everything that you need.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch down the bottom with a 1/4 inch, and you need to reinforce the start and the end of your stitching.
Do you go a little bit off and then back onto it, and then a little bit off and back onto it?
A few times, because as I said, it's where the strap is going to go through, and you're going to be pulling through those a lot of times anyway. So
I
you want
am
to
a
make
bag
sure.
overfiller,
Oh,
self-confessed. So I'd be doing that a few times.
Yes.
Oh, Syl's a bit late. She's getting her house ready for viewers today. Everyone's moving house.
Everybody's moving house.
Everyone's moving, aren't they?
Yes.
Diane says welcome. And Michelle just got the wreathlon kit. Oh, well done. Good for you. Just in the nick of time. Oh, Claire says, have you done presenting before? You're a natural.
Oh my goodness, I haven't. No, this is my first time.
Oh.
And it's nerve-wracking. You don't want to know how nervous I am right now.
You're covering it well. Very well. There we go. So, 1/4 of an inch off that bottom piece. Oh, and Anne says the good thing about Mrs. H's patterns is she gives you all the tabs to label your pieces.
Yes, she does. And she's done with these ones as well.
That's kind of a good second check, isn't it? That
Yes.
you've cut everything out.
And as you cut them out, just attach the label to whatever it is, whatever piece you've cut. That way, you know you're on track.
Oh, Kirsty's late. She got caught up filling in the office. Oh, filing in the office. Oh, you don't want to do that. Could you come and do that? And Ali's only just got up. She had a bad night's sleep. Hope you're feeling better. Oh, Linda loves the fabric on the made sample. It's really beautiful. Whose is that? The butterfly fabric. Titi, can you remember?
This one.
Mm.
That's butterfly. Oh, what's their name? I'll remember. It'll come back to me.
You'll be halfway down the M40, won't you? You'll be shouting it out. It's this! This!
I'll call you.
Oh.
Oh gosh, it's Moda.
Or is it a Moda one?
No, it's not a Moda one. It's the other company. Oh, seriously.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll
I hate
remember.
it when that happens.
I
I'm
will
just on the tip of my
remember.
tongue. Oh, Elizabeth says you're with friends here, Titi, and yes, Claire is right. You're a natural.
Oh, thank you.
See, it's all good. It's all good.
So we've secured the strap channel down, and we've
Is that just on the bottom?
that's just on the bottom
Okay.
to start with. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to trim off the foam on the other side
Okay.
to make life easier for us way down the line. So try not to cut your main fabric as you do this.
It's been done, hasn't it, before, let's be
know.
honest.
I almost did that when I was making that one. And I stopped and then went to have a cup of coffee, and then I came back and I continued.
Start again.
Yes.
Yeah. Pam says, could the fabric be Makawa? She's trying to track down this butterfly fabric.
Oh, it's not, is it Makawa? It's not Makawa. It's not Makawa.
It's like Fabric Mastermind.
It is like Fabric Mastermind. I've actually got it on my website, but I just can't remember the name, and that's really, really horrible.
That's just how it goes, though, isn't it? It's really easy to just... Sometimes I think
And it's
so
one of
much
the
of my brain is
it's
used
one
up
of the
with fabric
popular
colours.
ones, and you just think, yeah, I did mention that fabric yesterday, the name, but
So why are we trimming this bit back? Where are we trimming it back from?
because of the bulk, we want to reduce the bulk on what we're doing, and
Okay.
depending on how powerful your machine is, you just don't want any extra unnecessary bulk
Okay.
when you're...
You're on the beast today, though, aren't you? You've
I
got
am on the beast. I love this. When I leave, and if you can't find it, just
Yeah.
don't think too far. It's going to be somewhere in
We'll
my
track you
car.
down. Don't you worry. We know you're in this country, not in Wales.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm not in Wales, but
We'll find it. We'll find it. My DX is off being serviced at the moment.
yeah, you
at
said
Juki.
so.
So, yeah, we would notice. Last week
If
I managed.
it's the only one you've got to use, then yes, you will.
Well, we had to bring out Betty the Banana last week because I left all of the electric cabling at Hochanda. Go me! Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And because my DX is away, I had no spare cables, and the foot's different on this. So, yeah, we went retro on a very old Banana.
They're very good as well, though.
They
but I
are.
would swear by Juki any day,
Absolutely.
any time. I don't
That
know.
was the first thing you said on the phone.
I
Was,
know.
so you use
I said
Jukies?
you
This
use
is good.
Juki, this is great. And then the top part of the channel, we're going to sew that down as well. But we need to make sure it's at least 7/8 of an inch down from the top, which
Okay.
I've already marked as well. So I just shrunk that down a bit.
So it's gonna have a handle through it. So it doesn't matter, does it, if it's a little bit, if it's got a little bit of loop in it?
No, because we're going to pass the handle through
Yeah.
it, so we want to make sure it's got enough space for the...
Space. That was the other word I could have used. I went with loop. I'm glad that you understand what I mean. This is why you do bags. Oh, Jane's autocorrect is is getting involved. She wondered if the fabric was, well, she said staff and actually meant stuff.
Oh,
I mean, we quite like it to be staff. It's
gosh,
quite
you know
pretty.
what?
I'd
I'm going to
happily have it here.
I'm going to think of the name of it.
Yeah, just don't try too hard because it'll never
No,
come.
I'm not trying too hard. Well, I'm trying to concentrate on this one as well. So
Multitasking.
yes, always.
Yeah.
So with the top edge, we're going to have to stitch this down twice. So 1/8 of an inch first, and then 1/4 of an inch.
Do you know, I'm beginning to think that Mrs. H is also a bag overfiller with the amount of reinforcing. I salute
Yes, but
it.
you want your bags to last. And
Yeah.
I think this is part of it because you don't want to put things in or you pull the strap twice and then everything's coming off. So when you reinforce all the ends, it's like at least you know it's going to hold.
You see, that's the other thing. That the size that you made, the smaller size, my daughter, Captain Small, would I wouldn't get a look in with that.
Okay.
So then it needs to be 2-year-old proof
Yes.
as well. Yeah, because this is her newfound favourite thing, is a backpack.
Oh, bless her.
And she came in the other day. What did she have? She came in with her backpack on, her Peter Rabbit backpack, and 2 hippos, which she reliably informed me one was Mummy Hippo and one was Daddy Hippo.
Oh, bless.
Nice. And she told me she was going on holiday.
All by herself?
By herself at 2, which was great. And yeah, I don't know where she was going. She obviously
But she
doesn't
just
realise
was going
she's in
somewhere.
lockdown. Yeah. Probably
Just like me, I would go anywhere now, honestly. All I just needed somebody to say, you can go anywhere. I'll be the first person at the airport.
So, okay, here's the question then. When lockdown finishes, where is the first place you're going to go?
Oh, the US.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God.
Really?
I have my ticket booked.
Have you?
I have my bags packed.
And rebooked. And booked
Rebooked
and
and
rebooked. Whereabouts and why the US?
I normally go to the US every single year. I've got family there. I've got friends there. And I was meant to go this past summer with my son. But we couldn't go. So everything I need to go do in the US, I still need to go do them.
So it's on standby.
So it's on standby.
Would there be fabric shops by any chance?
Joanne. I get all the discount vouchers from Joanne. I get...
It's a big coupon
it is.
situation out there, isn't it?
It is. Then you've got Michael's. Then you've got Hobby Lobby. I take in 2 suitcases. One packed into the other one. So when I'm going out, you think I'm going out with one.
Yeah.
But when I come back, the second suitcase is full of stuff. Fabric and notions and you name it. And then my son's second suitcase is filled with stuff as well because I bake as well. So it's both baking and sewing. And so I come back with 4 suitcases full of sewing things.
And is he allowed any baggage, or does he just get jeans? T-shirt, socks, pants, that's your lot.
He is allowed because he loves shopping.
Oh,
He loves
well
clothes.
done.
I hate clothes shopping. He loves clothes shopping. So he buys shoes and clothes and stuff. Then I buy fabric and every other thing you can
make the
think of just to
clothes.
make the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But we do have a good understanding, as in I bribe him every single time.
Well, I think that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. So one of the very first times I went to the States, in fact, it was the first time that I went to the States. Do you remember the ash cloud?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I was there.
You weren't.
Couldn't get back.
You're kidding.
No. So our 2-week, let's call it a vacation, because it was America.
It was
ended
America.
up being a month. Yeah.
Oh, I would gladly stay a month.
Yeah, but when you've got a lot of animals,
Oh, God, yeah.
yeah. So trying to make sure that they were then catered for, and then then what else happened? Oh, and I was in the middle of training for the Olympics.
Oh,
so
goodness.
I wasn't meant to have a month off. I was allowed 2 weeks off, but not a month. So we were at New York, ready to fly home.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, we ended up flying down to Miami, and I ended up working with a swim coach, one of the Olympic swim coaches down in Florida Keys, who was
Wow.
amazing, but he was a taskmaster. And my goodness, I've never swum so hard in my life. And they would film my sessions, they'd review oh my goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
It was horrendous. So I came home with the biggest shoulders you've ever seen in your entire life from the just from the swimming.
Wow.
And carbohydrates, because it's America.
Yes, it's America.
Yeah. Couldn't fit into any of my fencing gear or anything. I was a pentathlete, so it was running, swimming, show jumping,
Swimming,
fencing
yeah.
and shooting. Couldn't fit. My fencing instructor took one look at me and went, what has happened to you? I went, America. America happened to me. I put on a stone in a month.
Oh,
And my
bless.
husband just said I was fit for purpose.
Fit for
I'm a racehorse. That was it. That was it. So no compliments in our house. Well, you're fit for purpose. What's the matter with you? So yeah, that was fun.
It is, sounds like fun. So the next thing we're going to do is the tabs and the straps and anything that's really long. I know it's really annoying most times, but I already did the tabs. Here's ones I prepared earlier.
Do you want to? Should we close up them on the machine? If you pop them by the machine, then we can. There you go. There we are.
And the
Would
way
a
we
D-ring work instead?
a D-ring will work, although the top of it, because it's curved, the fabric will sort of curve around it, but
Yeah.
it will
works.
work as well.
Cool.
And I'm just going to show you quickly how that was achieved. So just imagine that has been interfaced. I haven't interfaced it because it's a lot of...
It's a lot of interfacing.
But I will interface it once I'm
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
here.
yeah. Mrs.
So-
H, she'll interface it. Don't worry. Don't worry.
So what I normally do is fold in half, fold into the middle, fold into the middle.
I like you're making binding.
Yes, just like you're
there we
making
go.
that. And then I normally clip them. I do love the clips. They've made life so much easier for me. So instead of me trying to pin or anything, I just clip them down, take it to the iron it really, really well. And then I take my D-rings, which I have some somewhere. Pop the D-rings in.
Now, I struggled to get the 25mm rectangular clasps.
ones.
So we've got 25mm D-rings and we've got various other 25mm
ones, yeah.
things, but I couldn't get those. But basically something like that
Like
sort of
that
thing
sort of
will
thing,
work.
yes, would work.
Yes.
So both of them I make that way and put them beside my machine and wait, because like I said, I'm not too keen on the long things. Then the next one is to do the strap.
We'll talk amongst ourselves. I've been saving up messages, TT, for this. It's fine. It's fine.
So that's the strap, and because you need such a very long one, and it's really going to be difficult for you to find any fabric that's going to be that size, that
You have
length
to add a
anyway.
bit on,
So
don't
you've
you?
got to add a bit on, and most quilters out there would know what to do. So one goes all the way down to your left. If you're right-handed, one goes left and the other one comes down towards you. 1/4 inch at the top, 1/4 inch at the side. And make sure that if you're using, this fabric is really brilliant for me because front and back, they're the same. So it's really great. I don't really have to think about it. But if you're using fabric that it's clear what the front is and the back is, make sure that it's right sides facing.
Right.
And 1/4 inch at the top, 1/4 inch at the side. And make sure before you begin to sew and before you begin to do anything that when you sew, you're able to flick the one that's towards you to your right, and it forms like a sort of triangular shape, because I have the funny habit of sewing the other way and then I can't do anything with it.
We say
As in-
funny. Do you, and yet, I bet you don't
happens
find
a
it
lot.
funny
I
at
don't
the
find it
time.
funny at the time.
No.
Because instead of sewing from left to right, I sew from, well, top left to lower right. I sew from bottom left to top right. So I sew that way, which
cheat.
means I can't go the
Do
way
you know
I
what
need
I
to
do?
go.
I keep it like that and I fold it out and I finger press it and then follow that
Follow-
line.
That's another way to do it.
I'm full of making life easy. Now,
I
Laurie,
just-
go on.
Yeah, I just prefer to go this way and make sure I'm doing the right thing so I know exactly what it is I'm doing. So I know it's going to be flicked this way, so the sewing goes that way. And what I do is, bear in mind that's 1/4 inch on either side, which is not showing well. I draw a line. I've been quilting for years and I keep making loads and loads of this, but I always draw a line, trust me.
But there's always
Draw a
something,
line.
isn't there?
There's
You
always
know,
something.
always something.
Because
we
what
have to
normally
do.
happens is I don't concentrate because it's just like driving. I never concentrate when I'm driving because I know what to do. I know what to press. I know everything.
You go
So-
onto auto.
Yes, I just
pilot,
go
don't
into
you?
auto mode and I just think, yes, I know what I'm doing, and I just do it, and I'm like, ew, that wasn't right. So you sew down there, which would give you a longer piece when you've done it. So you
'Cause
would
you
get a
just
piece,
trim it
yeah,
back,
and
don't
then
you,
you
and-
trim off the excess bits off of it, and then that's when the folding starts. It really, really is fun. So just like we did with the tabs, this one has already been interfaced. So you fold in half, fold inside, and then fold over on itself again till you get that. And then I take it to the ironing board and I iron it all the way down. So you see I've got a nice long strip
Wait,
there.
hang on. Is the strap done all in one length then? The whole?
Yeah.
So you don't have two of these to do. That is it. When you've done that, that's all
Well,
your strap.
when you've done that, that's it.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought
once
you were
you've
going to have to do
added-
two of these.
Once you've added it all together, then that's it.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then one trick Mrs. H has in her, I think it's in her book as well, and that she does is you turn that back on itself like that. Because you want to get a nice clean finish. If you look at that.
Let's go to the machine. Show us on that close up on the machine. There we go.
So you can see you've got a really nice, lovely finish on there.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to get. So how she does that is once you've got your folds up like that, then you turn it back on itself.
Just down a little bit. If you see, can you see in that screen where you're at? So just there, up there. Bingo.
Yeah. And then you fold it back on itself. And you want to sew down that. bit. Yes.
That's a really good tip, and I forget about that because that is very helpful.
It is
in
very
lot-
helpful, yes.
Ooh, right.
Yeah.
Note to self. Must remember that. Now, Laurie says, "Ooh, she's a Joanne Fabric and Hobby Lobby lady. Great." She said, So Laurie lives here in the UK, but she is American.
Okay.
She says, I was in Joanne Fabrics on FaceTime yesterday. Her sister-in-law was buying her some fabric in Illinois.
Honestly,
There's always ways.
There's always ways. The thing is, I have a friend out there as well who's learning how to sew. So I teach her virtually how to do all these things. And it's just really great. I tell her, you know, there's a new voucher out, or they're doing a new discount. She's like, oh, really? I haven't seen that one yet. And then I, in the UK, I'm telling her who's in America what to go get and how to go get and what's on offer at any given time.
You are a fan, aren't
Honestly,
you?
I am a fan.
Wow, I salute that dedication.
So what we now do is we trim off the excess to reduce on the bulk and to get a nice crisp finish. And then we push it back. Don't worry about that little, because I'm still going to sew it down anyway, but I should have gone backwards on that.
Oh, now
Which I
Anne wants to make this in floral and denim.
Ooh, that would be nice. That would be beautiful.
Now, actually, we had a beautiful long fat quarter bundle, and you would probably have enough. I'd have to have a check. But that had some Liberty Lawn, which if you interfaced would be fine, wouldn't it? Be a bit beautiful. Ooh, that should be good to go.
So I'm just ironing that down.
Oh, it makes farty sounds.
Does
the
it?
iron. Sorry about that.
Well,
I
I
should have
didn't
warned you.
know that.
I'm just telling everybody else. Fine, it's fine. It's the iron. It always makes Jane jump. So Jane does her quilting shows here on a Wednesday, and she always forgets, and it always makes her jump. I should have warned you. Sorry.
So the
Tutu.
next thing we're going to do is we're going to sew down, top stitch all four sides of it, 1/8 of an inch.
So just keep going
So you just keep going.
and going and going.
And I always think when I do this, Nemo, you know, Dory Nemo. But she says, just keep swimming. So in my head, as I'm sewing, I'm like,
Just keep.
keep sewing, keep sewing.
I love Finding Nemo.
I love Finding
I haven't
Nemo.
watched that for ages.
I love Finding Nemo. Anything happens, I just remember Dory saying, keep swimming, keep swimming.
Yeah, but she just forgets every 2 seconds.
Honestly. But I think most machines do that. Well, it's like the cars. You know, there are cars that switch off once you're at when you come to traffic lights and things, and then once you press on the gas,
It
it
goes
starts
again.
up again.
Yeah. Look at it go!
I know. It's going home with me.
I'll fight you for it.
I know you will.
Oh, yeah, social distancing will be out the window, let me tell you. It is a good one, I have to say. Now, Elizabeth says that if you get the right angle off, as long as you stitch in from the V at the top left through to the bottom right, it still works.
It still works.
Yeah, there's always a way. Always a way. That's what I love about this lot. Mrs. H says that she's just going to sing, just keep swimming, every time she does a strap knot.
Strap.
I think you have just given that to all of us. That's your gift. That's your gift to us today.
Because it's just one of those things that never ends. You just keep sewing and it's like, oh my God, when is it going to come to an end?
Well, it is when Mrs. H makes them 90 inches long and you've got to go along the bottom and back up again. Maybe this is why Dory had bad memory. Just so she can remember that she'd done it all. It's like, it's fine. Now, you see, I made the mistake of buying Freddie the book, the Finding Nemo book, which was fine, but I hadn't realised it's quite a long film, actually, for a cartoon.
Yeah.
And that kept going and going and going as well. It's like, oh, crikey, come on. And he was only very small.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't one of my better
I think
ones.
we got the DVD and my son watched it over and over and over
Really?
and over. It's like He could recite the whole thing off
Yeah.
by heart at the point. It was that bad.
I think if you'd have had a little girl, that could well have been Frozen.
Oh my god. Oh god, I was so
My-
glad. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I got so tired of listening to that song. It was like
Oh, you see-
everywhere you went, you heard it.
now you see, my brother has a little girl the same age as Freddie. They were born within 2 weeks of each other.
Okay.
And, you know, my brother was late 30s when his
When
daughter was born.
Yeah.
Obviously, he'd never heard of Frozen. He didn't know
No.
anything about it. Naively called his daughter Elsa.
He did not.
He did.
No,
Yeah. She thinks
bless.
it's great because, you know,
Yeah,
she
she
thinks
would
that it's
think she's
all about
yes,
her.
all about her.
So he now knows Frozen very well. Very well.
I'm sure he's got all the merchandise, everything in his house.
Oh, probably. I think there's a bit of glitter going on. Yeah, Ali says that you've started a thing now. Just keep sewing. Just keep sewing. Oh, and Ali says that she's never even watched Nemo. Well, you need to. She says she's got no
she
little
has
people
to.
about. I don't think it's one of those things like Disney and people like that. They make them for adults
Adult
too,
yes.
and you get those adult giggles
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says thanks for the earworm. And Claire, who has small children, says, "Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills, you know what you gotta do? Just keep swimming."
Sweet.
Claire, you've obviously had to watch this quite recently. Was this the only movie that your son watched
No.
on repeat?
Oh my God, no. There was one we had to buy. There was Ratatouille as well.
Oh, we like a bit of Ratatouille in our family.
And there was another one we had to buy another one because he had watched it so much. He started to skip and everything. So we had to buy him another one. But he had a few of them. They're all still at home though. He doesn't watch them anymore, thank God.
Oh, now you see Natalie says that Nemo makes her cry, so she can't watch it.
Oh.
Freddie wanted to watch Dumbo the other day, and I had to say
Oh,
no
I like
'cause
Dumbo.
oh no, Dumbo makes me sob.
Really?
Oh, it breaks
Aw.
my heart when the mother elephant and her trunk out the prison window. I can't cope. The last time I tried to watch it, I'd only just had Emily. There were far too
Oh
many
yeah, of
hormones
course.
for
The
Dumbo.
hormones would be raging.
You could just forget that. Like no chance, no chance at all.
So that's the strap all done
oh, well done.
and all sewn on
You see, we
all
barely
four sides.
noticed. We
Well,
barely noticed
we
that
were
that was
busy
happening at
chatting
all.
about Nemo and Dumbo, and so we're going to pass through the strap through the rings. So,
Oh,
actually-
Claire says that she watched Nemo long before she had kids. Okay, all right then.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Now, we need to pass the strap through the strap
Do you want a
channel.
bodkin?
Actually, I found out you could just slip it all the way through,
Oh, okay.
which is what I did last time, and it went all the way.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's because you
Because there was a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, it's interfaced, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 layers.
Mrs. H makes a good sturdy bag, doesn't she?
She does.
She does.
She does.
Oh, she does.
So there it is, without the bodkin. But if you do have one, please use it if it makes life easier for you. But I just tried it with that one. It worked, and I thought, oh gosh, there's enough space.
Yeah, it's all good.
So the next thing is
So this is your buckle bar.
This is the buckle bar, and you slip that in.
And does that mean that you can adjust the straps?
Yes, you can adjust the straps to whatever length you want it to be. So if you want it to be really long or really short or whatever you want.
Because Captain Small will need it quite short.
Yes, well,
Her bags are bigger than she is. to
then
be
she
fair.
is, yes.
Yeah. In fact, sometimes she climbs in the bag.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, she's only small.
Really?
Yeah, she's 2. But she's really strong, so she manages to cart these massive, great big bags around that she can then also fit herself in.
into
Yeah.
the bags.
Oh, she's scarily strong. When we had the new cave,
And then, sorry,
No, go for it.
And then that goes in to the little strap connectors as well.
Yeah.
So you go from the top. The strap connector is going to fit that way. So the strap needs to go from the top back on itself, like that.
Okay. Can you show that by the sewing machine so we can get that nice and close up so that everybody's got this
Okay.
right? There
So
we
you've
go.
got the strap connector, which will go on the fabric this way.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure your fabric is nice and straight with the buckle facing upwards. And the end of the strap, you put it right into the top, from the top.
That's the way round.
Yeah.
Back a
And
bit,
bring
back a
it
bit.
back on itself, like that. And then to complete the strap buckle assembly, you put the edge of the strap into the top up there. Make sure you have enough space at the bottom so you can wiggle around in it. And then you bring it back on itself. Oh, come on.
I'm staring intently at the screen, and I could actually
You
just
could
watch
actually
you,
just
couldn't I,
watch
from
me.
here, because I've got it on my phone. Yeah,
So
okay.
make sure that's still there in the nook in that corner, and you can make this as long as you want.
And all of this is in your instructions.
And all of this is in the instructions. And you want to make sure you, about 1.5 inch, you pull it through about 1.5 inch back on itself. And you need to fix it to the strap. So you've gone right through, I'll do that again. It's quite easy once you've done one side of it, but
Right. There we go. Can we put it slightly towards you? There we go. Perfect.
gosh, I'll get the hang of this one day.
You're doing very well. Doing very
So
well.
that's the strap that you've put through the strap connectors at the bottom. So you go into your buckle, the top of the buckle.
Bit towards you, bit towards you. We're getting a lovely sleeve detail, which is very
Yeah.
pretty.
So it goes into the top bit,
Yeah.
and then you fold it back on itself and come out the other side of the buckle and pull it through just about 1.5 inches.
I'm going to need you to show me how to do this because I have to join my electric fencing with this. And I'm never sure that I've got it right.
You got it right.
Yeah.
And what I normally do is I just clip it down because I'm still going to take it to the machine anyway. So you would need enough space to sew that in.
Oh, now you see, Christine says that she doesn't have any little people about. Her girls are 26 and 23,
Oh,
but with working in a
bless.
school, she's like, "Oh
Oh my God,
to
yeah,
keep
she
up
might
to
just
date with these
Yes.
films." Yeah, whatever excuses you want there, Christine. Well, that'll work for you.
It will. Because I can honestly tell you, I've visited Disney World at least 4 times.
Have you?
And I keep blaming my son. And if he wants to go again, trust me, I'll go.
That's very good of you. I mean, that makes it almost like charity work, doesn't
Honestly,
it? You know,
it is charity work.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me having to go to Disney?
awful, awful. I've never been, but Emma, who
Oh my
I know.
God,
Well, now you see, I'm at that situation where, like, I kind of have to take the kids.
Oh yeah, you want that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not sure they're old enough to remember it, and I don't want to like. This sounds awful. I don't want to waste money taking them if they're not going to remember it.
They will remember.
Will they?
Honestly.
Captain Small is 2.
Oh, maybe not.
And then
And I
is it
think
mean
mine
to leave
was
her
about
behind?
3. No, you don't. Oh gosh, no, you still take them. And then
Well,
you
that's
go,
just it.
and then you go again 2 years later.
Oh, it's because she
my
couldn't remember it.
goodness, yes.
Okay. All right. Now I'm catching up here. Okay. All right.
My son went. We went to the Magic Kingdom first. As soon as he walked in, he was just like, "Wow."
You see, I don't know if they'd be scared of all the characters.
Not if they've already seen them on TV and all. Then they'll
Okay,
be
so I
fine.
need to make them watch more TV then.
Yeah. And then he refused to go home afterwards when the park closed. We couldn't get him out of the park. Oh my God, it was so much fun.
I don't. Oh, you see, now Julia said that her two had The Little Mermaid and The Lion King on a lot.
Oh yes, Lion King was another one.
Yeah, that's another one I sob at. Yeah, and that's just in the first 10 minutes. If you haven't had a good sob,
Oh.
there, you know, at the beginning,
True.
at the birth, and then the death, you know, the
That's
whole
very
circular
true.
life
That's very
situation going
true.
on there, then are you even alive? Now, you see, Natalie says she doesn't have a small person but loved Disney, and I sort of blame being involved with scouting. Yeah, you see, whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you.
And to be honest, Natalie, you can blame your hamster. Just say that your hamster wants to watch. We'll all understand.
As long as it's Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, Arnold says that they've got grown-up kids, but they still love Disney.
Oh God, yeah.
They still go to Disney every opportunity they get.
See?
I'm missing out here. We nearly went in August, just as they're just reopened, and I'm like, I'm not sure if that's a really good
Which
idea.
one do you want to go to
I
though?
want to go to all of them.
Well, I've been to 1, 2, 3.
Have
But
you?
I haven't been to Hong Kong because I haven't been to that part of the world yet.
No, neither have I. But it's on the list.
It is on the list.
Yeah.
Because I have to go to China anyway.
just because.
Just because it's there.
Yeah.
I want to do the Chinese wall.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm one of those people.
Do you ever just think, sometimes, like, what a mega thing that is to be able to see it from space?
Yes.
That's-
It's the feat, the fact that they achieved something as
Yeah.
wonderful as that. I'm just like, I have to go see it.
So are you going to do all of the 7 wonders of the world? I'm just throwing it out there.
Not sure yet. I've not thought of the 7 wonders of the world. It's just the things that interest me for now.
Start with those.
And I start with those.
A big
yeah.
wall.
A
That'll
big
do.
wall.
On
And-
everyone's wish list.
Oh gosh. I just want to see that wall. Even if I don't see anything else, it's like, yeah, I just want to get that done. So that's been done and it's been sewn down nicely. I'm trying to snip the threads as I go along, which
Very good. Very good. Doesn't always happen.
it's not always easy to do and I'm not doing it really well, but I'm trying my best. So the next thing is, gosh.
Oh, Karen's just thrown
Everything's on.
Bambi into the mix. No, I can't watch
no,
that either.
No, it's
Come
Bambi.
on.
Bambi makes me cry every single time. Every single time.
Yeah. That was one of the very first films I saw at the cinema.
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't?
Yeah, as a very, very small person.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I think I sobbed as a small
Oh
child.
my God. But why
Yeah.
would you go see Bambi?
When
Of
I
all-
was about 4,
all-
I
of
didn't
all
have any
films-
choice,
Other
did I?
films to see. But oh my goodness.
Blaming my mother. Blaming my mother massively for that one. I think my brother got to see Superman and I got Bambi. There's a pin stuck in the back of the interfacing. By the way, no, there's another one that I don't think that you knew was there. Ali said, "Be careful because you nearly impaled yourself on it."
Oh, did I?
Yeah, it's like remote health and safety. It's great.
It's great. Thank you very much, Ali. I need that, honestly.
And E.T., that's another one I sob at. I don't cry at anything else, but give me a soppy movie, and I'm just a mess.
Bless.
Just a mess. The children need to be able to go on all the rides, not just the ones for little ones, says Geraldine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gerard was 11 and Amy was 7. Fabulous, they remember it all. Okay, so they've got to wait a little bit.
A little bit more.
Oh, and Elizabeth said that she'd like to go and see the Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Are they still there though?
Well, she said if you can find them.
If you can find them,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we fold the outer fabric right sides together, and please make sure the contrasting fabric where it joins, that it matches up perfectly there. So what I do is I just put a clip in on that very spot. You can use a pin or whatever works for you, but I just prefer the clips. Like I said, they make my life so much easier.
What did we do before them? Well, pin,
Pins.
didn't we? But it just wasn't, just not the same. Just not the same.
And I'm one of those people, I impale myself on the pins every single time. I know they're there. I've just put them in and I know they're there. And the next thing I do is I just go like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So 3/8 of an inch, we're going to sew down the side.
It's going to start looking like a bag, isn't it?
It's going to start looking like a bag.
Oh, that's all very good news. Okay, so I might have to go to Disneyland looking at this. You see, one of my favourite movies actually is Moana. I love that
I've
film.
not seen Moana because my son grew up.
Oh, that's no excuse.
Well,
That's
it's no excuse, but then if I tell him I'm going to see Moana, he just looks at me funny as in, are you out of your mind, woman?
Yeah, but that's a rite of passage for children, just to look at their parents funny.
Oh, God.
You know, Freddie's already started doing it.
It is expected.
He did an eye roll the other day. He's 6.
Oh, did he?
I don't know why we're laughing. It wasn't funny at all. I was like, excuse me?
God. No, but because you expect it, they do it and you're like, oh, my child is normal.
They're not an angel after all. No. Hooray! Yeah, I know when my children are awake because I just hear the cry from Captain Small of mine, mine. It's like, great, they're awake. Everything is mine.
It's always theirs, yeah.
Yeah. We've come to accept that nothing belongs to us anymore. It's all hers.
Oh, I tell mine, don't worry, I was brought into this world just for you, not for anything else. Just
Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, Ronald says, yes, they loves Moana as well. Her husband didn't like it at first, so I had to watch it over and over again for him to love it too. I mean, that's the other thing. That's hardcore, that is.
It is.
My friend has twins, and they love Moana.
Oh.
Freddie doesn't like the scary crab.
I have to go watch Moana now.
You've got to go and watch it, and the soundtrack is phenomenal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the sound.
The soundtrack is awesome.
Music is another reason why I'm really crazy about all those things.
It's ow, 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 HP, don't claw me. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
So we're going to press down the seam. Open it up as best as we can because it makes it easy when you're about to attach all the other pieces to it.
Oh, now Jenny says she's over 60 and got the new Mulan one last weekend and watched the original Disney one and then the new live action one. Both are great. The live action one is phenomenal.
Oh gosh,
absolutely phenomenal. Just for the setting alone.
The setting alone, yeah,
is just incredible. We watched it as a family the other week and it was really lovely. Yeah, I would highly recommend that. That would be it. Claire says that Captain Small is like the seagulls in Nemo. Mine? Mine? She really is. That's exactly it. That's exactly what she's like, Claire. Mine. Like, oh. And then we get No Bear. She calls Freddie Bear. No Bear.
Why?
Because we've always called him Bear. I didn't realise how much we called him Bear.
Oh,
And,
okay.
So, yeah. It's just the cry around the house of No Bear. Mine. It's like, great. Loving it. Loving all of it. Yeah, no, we did curry for the kids and Mulan, and it was really good. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Yeah, watch it. And actually, your son might enjoy it as well. It's not just for kids.
Well, I hope I'll ask him, because I have to ask these days. I just don't assume.
But I am loving that Ronald just went, well, you're just going to have to keep watching it until you love it.
Until you love it. Because eventually you will love it.
You will. I don't know if that worked for my brother and Frozen. I'll ask him.
I'm sure by now he would love it. There's nothing he can do about that. It's just, you just end up loving it.
I'll tell him that.
Tell him he has no choice. He has to.
That's the shit. Resistance is futile.
It's futile. Okay, I missed a step on this one, but I'm just going to go back and do it because I know that has a free arm. We were meant to have attached this to the bottom there, but we can still do that.
Onto the contrast fabric that way and that way. These things happen.
But it's just to baste it down. So the small size has a different distance from the edge as from the
bigger one.
From the bigger one.
Oh no, the animated version doesn't have all the songs from the original. Soz about that. And Lucy's just putting out there Ice Age.
So that's 3 inches minus 3.5.
Are you doing maths, TT?
Oh God, I do maths.
We'll just chat about Ice Age for a bit, right?
For a bit.
You do that.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Christine says that she always wanted to meet Mickey Mouse, but her girls never wanted to go to Disneyland. They preferred Blackpool or Haggerston Castle. She said, "Are they even mine?"
You were kidding.
Oh yeah, no, Ice Age is fun. I don't know what that little critter is that always goes after the acorn. What is it?
It's not a squirrel. No, it's not, because it's got a snout.
Yeah. I mean, I think like squirrels have noses as well, but
not as much as his.
No, he's got a big old snout, hasn't he? Big old schnoz. Yeah, Lucy, what is it? Is it maybe it's like a prehistoric squirrel?
Probably.
Maybe as they evolved, their snouts got smaller.
Most likely.
I mean, I'm not sure that Ice Age is factually correct, to be fair.
I don't think it is.
Maybe it's like an artist's impression of a squirrel, but I don't know any other animal that goes quite so nuts for acorns.
Just the squirrel.
Just exactly that. Oh, hey up, she's clearing the decks.
Yes, so I can use the...
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Sorry. So all I'm just going to do is I'm going to baste this down.
Cool. Oh, nice. Elizabeth loves Ice Age. Her brother's dog was called Sid.
Ooh, nice one.
We had a Rhodesian Ridgeback called Baxter after the dog from Anchorman. That was before I met my husband.
Oh.
So are we basting this within the seam allowance? Because
yeah, within the seam allowance, just to make sure that it's nice and... Why is it... Oh. Just to make sure it's nice and secure. Because it's going to be pulled on a lot, so...
Yep. So Elizabeth says, I think it's a squirrel, but it's not real. And Lucy says, yes, it is real. Oh, maybe it's a saber-toothed squirrel.
Ah, could be.
I mean, you know. Or you thought you were just going to come and sew today, didn't
Honestly,
you, TT?
all I thought I was coming to do was just sew.
You didn't think you'd be discussing saber-toothed squirrels. Every day's a school day, right?
Always. So that's been done. And then match the seams, clip them, place flats in the top, turn wrong sides out. So make sure that the straps cross and that they are all facing the right way.
Do you know, I kind of wish I'd put that blue now with that kit because that works so beautifully.
But you could still do it again and change it, couldn't you? As in, just mix it up.
Yeah, just buy both kits and you'll get it.
Like both kids.
Oh, Ali, she says she thinks the last children film she ever saw was Watership Down. Oh, now there's a proper tearjerker.
gosh.
They put it on at Christmas.
They
Why?
do always at Christmas.
Why? Why would you depress people at Christmas? I hope they don't put it on this year. Could you imagine? No.
Oh, not this year, though. Not after everything we've gone
no,
through.
No. We only want happy Christmas films like Die Hard.
So we put that aside, and
What are we doing next?
we're doing the base,
Oh, okay.
which would consist of the blue one and
Yeah, Mrs. H said buy both kits and mix and match.
mix and match.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, way up. Someone's saying they're very passionate about nuts. Oh, that's Lucy. Elizabeth says keep it clean. Elizabeth, only your brain went there.
So one of the pieces we need to cut out is the stiff interfacing as well, which would be
That one.
which is the S80 on that one, but I've used Decoville. So whichever stiff interfacing you like, you can use that. And it's got a separate label for it. So you've got A, B, C, D, DS, E, F, G, H. And this is DS. So you interface that. You press it down onto the
For the
contrast,
Decoville.
yeah.
Yeah, the other one
the
is
oval
a sew-in
for-
one.
yeah.
Oh, no, it is. We've just Googled it, says Christine. She says it is a saber-toothed squirrel.
Oh, okay. Oh,
We will, we will educate everyone today.
everyone.
Excellent. And Laurie cried at Charlotte's Web. Oh,
Oh,
Charlotte's
yes,
Web, where
Sha-
she-
oh
yeah.
yes. I remember watching that, and oh God, I cried. He didn't cry, but I cried.
Yeah, no, I did. And although sometimes Freddie will watch something, and I remember the very first time that he cried at a movie, and he just looked at me and said, "Mummy, what's happening? My eyes are leaking.
My eyes are leaking.
My eyes are leaking." I'm like, yeah.
Welcome to the real world, sweetie.
Yeah, I'm not sure that either of my kids are ready for Watership Down. That's a whole new level of... I can still remember the song as well.
Oh.
Elizabeth says, this show is ace! Exclamation mark. Big shouty capital ace. Which is all good. You press that down there, T.
Yes, because it's Decoville.
you
and
show it.
Sometimes it comes off, so I've got to be careful. So that's the foam stabilizer, and you place that on the foam.
We're leaving nothing to chance, are we, with all
Oh
these
God,
layers of
no.
everything?
Because you want a nice firm base. So it's nice and...
Everyone wants a firm bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Fact. Lucy says Beauty and the Beast is just the best.
Oh, God. Yes.
With, what's her name? Joan, she was in Murder, She Wrote. What's her name? And does she do the teapot? Is she the teapot?
Oh, yes. What's her name? The lady, the Murder, She Wrote lady.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
I can't
her
remember.
name now? I can't remember.
Karen says I
either.
quiet everything. I'm the same, Karen. Yeah. What we're doing?
So we now sew the foam in 1/4 of an inch round the
Nice.
base.
Nice. Oh, morning, Sue. Sue's just joined us. Angela Lansbury, thank you,
Angela
Pam.
Lansbury, yes, that's her.
You just have to wait. Someone will always
will
know.
remember.
Always know. Yeah, Claire's in there as well. It's Angela Lansbury. I use, and yeah, Christine as well. Mrs. Chips, thank you, Sil. That's it. Oh, everyone's. I used to love Murder, She Wrote.
Oh God, I still love it.
Do
Anytime
you?
it's on, I watch.
Yeah, no, you see, for me, it's It's like an afternoon matinee.
Yes.
I might fall asleep
Oh,
and you're
God.
still going to know. That was the joy of Columbo.
That
You could fall asleep and you always knew who did it.
It did.
It's perfect.
because you already knew at the beginning
Exactly.
anyway, right?
Exactly. Peter Falk, absolute legend.
Absolute legend.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
loved
yeah.
that guy.
And then he was in Princess Bride.
Was he?
He's the storyteller at the beginning.
Oh yes,
Yes. You see, Princess Bride, another absolute epic. With what's his name, the giant? Oh God, what was his name? Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. Yeah, that guy. Yes, he
There's
was.
an amazing documentary
my
about Andre
God.
the Giant.
Is there?
Yeah, what a guy. What a guy.
Oh wow! So we've sewn down the foam interfacing, and we're going to trim off all the excess, as long as we don't cut into the seams, and be careful not to cut into your fabric as well at the bottom. So you've got to do this really carefully.
Geraldine says that she's giving up on having a firm bottom. She blames lockdown for that and sat watching us and others. You know, blame us. That's fine. We'll take that.
We'll take it.
We'll take that. The joy of the lockdown lard. That's what I say. Everyone's had a little bit of lockdown lard.
Please,
It's fine.
We need it. Honestly, just need something to. Mine is chocolate or Häagen-Dazs Belgian chocolate.
I thought you were going to say haggis then. I was
No,
like,
no.
Interesting combination.
It's chocolate.
and
No.
haggis.
It's Häagen-Dazs Belgian chocolate with Baileys. Oh my
Oh well,
God.
the there. It's not even Christmas. Get you.
No,
Just a little tipple.
just a little tip.
Bit of extra cream
Oh,
on the ice
God,
cream.
yes.
Excellent.
I blame the lockdown.
Well, blame whatever you like. It's not like you've got to drive anywhere, is it? 'Cause
No.
we're all locked down.
And everywhere is walking distance from where I live anyway, so I
Nothing
don't
is
really need
walking
to take the
distance
car
from
out
me.
if I don't want to.
Oh, apparently Emma Thompson does a brilliant Mrs. Potts in the live action Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
And she can sing the song and so well.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't- well, most of them can sing, can't they? They train them for all those things.
And then they forget to train for singing. Bedknobs and broomsticks. You see, I came late to the bedknobs and broomsticks party, and I watched that with Fred's the other day. He didn't really get it. Laurie says, can we have TT on at least once a month? Was that a face that says, yes, you'd love to come back?
I'll have to work that out with my boss.
There is demand. There is demand for you. Elizabeth says that you'll never want to present anywhere else ever.
Oh, well, I didn't think it was going to be like, so relaxed and all.
Well, you see, normally, you have producers and presenters that give you time checks and time limits, and, there's no chatting allowed because otherwise it eats into the time. But we have none of that.
So,
Now, see, Anne says that her husband used to love Columbo.
oh God, I love Columbo.
Yeah.
I've watched every single episode.
Well, so is Anne's husband.
And I keep watching it every time he comes on. I'm just like, yeah, Columbo, we're watching it.
I wish he'd wash his Mac, though. I mean,
Well, that's part of his appeal, in my
slightly
opinion.
grubbiness. I like the dog, though.
Oh yes, the dog. You never saw his wife.
Never. No, he talked about her a lot. I think they saved quite a lot in just never having one.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's the one.
So the
Now,
base.
Moira says that TT misses your lovely cakes.
Yeah, because we've not been able to meet up for the sewing days we normally do.
Oh.
Yeah, we normally sew together in Kent, and I really, really miss all those ladies. It's like, hello, my ladies in Kent.
And hang on, and there was cake.
There's always cake, coffee cake.
Coffee cake. You're upping the ante to coffee cake. Now, you see, I offered you a bagel. Now, And Gemma ate one of the kids' slightly stale cinnamon buns off the floor this morning. It was in a packet. It was in a packet. I just like to say. She was like, well, you know, I offered her a coffee. She's like, no, I haven't got time for a coffee. I'm like, but you've got time to eat the kids' treats. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, yeah, you said you do baking. So what is, Mrs. H says, I didn't know cake was an option. Well, me neither. Like, me neither, Sam. She's up that ante. She's not going to be allowed back in without a cake.
I won't be
next time.
allowed back in without a cake now.
The trouble is...
Lynn knows, because I mentioned it to Lane that I make a mean Bailey's cake. So
Hang on,
Lynn
Bailey's
knows.
cake?
Oh, yeah.
Well, hang on, it was coffee cake a minute ago.
Why do you think I drink it?
I don't know why you drink. Why do any of us drink? I've got two
Well,
kids. That's why I
That's
drink.
why you drink. I've got one and I still drink.
He's 18 now, he'll be joining you.
Well, ooh, that boy doesn't want to drink anything.
Oh, good
Because I've
boy.
begged him, I've
What
tried
do you drink?
He won't. Well, if he drinks with me, then I feel good. I'm not the only one drinking.
Now, you see, my mum says that you should never drink alone.
That's it.
And the beauty of it is that Gemma and Emma, who work with us, they will also open a bottle at the same time that I do. Gemma's very good at this, so that I'm not drinking alone. That's friendship.
That is friendship. What more do you want out of life?
I don't. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. I'm a happy lady. What can I say?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Hang on. You see, we've upped the ante from coffee to Bailey's. Karen says she's now absolutely starving.
Oh my. Please don't starve on our behalf.
And Laurie says she could do a baking show for Natasha. Right, so everybody knows I can't bake. My husband says I cook in 2D. If anything needs to rise, it's just not happening. So I only cook cookies with the kids because 3D ain't happening.
3D, I know.
Yeah, and Pam says as well, you have to come on and bake your Bailey's cake for us.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and Lucy says, she's had to reach for the Haribos, and
She's got to reach.
could you provide a gluten-free option for that recipe for the Baileys?
I can look and see if I can find a gluten-free one, because everything I eat has to have gluten, but I could
It has to have gluten. Where's the gluten?
Where's the gluten? I ask this specifically for the gluten.
Extra gluten in that,
gluten,
please. Ali says that Bailey's cake sounds gorgeous. She's coming to your house after lockdown.
No worries. You're welcome.
Jane says, yep, they love Titi's cakes. Yep. Wow. This is all good then. Now, you see, when Mrs. H came, she bought Welsh cakes, being,
Did she?
that she came from Wales and all that.
Yes. See, I wasn't sure what I had to bring and what I didn't bring, and I would, with the lockdown, with everything, I just thought,
Nobody
you know what?
knows. It's
I'll
like
do
when
the first one first, and then we'll see how it goes after that.
Then we'll bring in the cake.
Yes.
To be fair, I couldn't even get you to have a cup of tea this morning. You were so nervous, bless you.
I was very nervous.
You see, Lucy says she has a real problem eating foods that are gluten-free. You see, clearly require more gluten.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So we're now attaching the base to the bag, and we're going to sew this at a 3/4 inch. Yep, with a 3/4 inch seam allowance all the way around.
Nice. Now, Lucy wants to know how they stay in touch with you on social media. There is a link. Lizzie has put a link further up the chain so that you can stay in touch with TT.
And if you have any questions about the bag, even after getting the patterns and every single thing, you can send an email to Mrs. H or on her Facebook page. Just ask any questions.
Not you, Mrs. H.
Not me. Just ask any
TT's work here is done. She's handing that one squarely back to Samantha.
I might answer some of them, but there's always somebody, no matter what time zone you're on, there's always somebody watching the emails, because we have people on different time zones. So it's really great because of that. So if I'm
Nicely
asleep and you
handled.
ask a question, somebody else will be able to pick up.
Karen says, Titi, nervous? She's a complete natural. Please tell her this, Natasha. I am.
Gosh. Thank you, everyone. Honestly, you've made me feel really, really at home.
Oh, well, it's lovely to have you here. We like a new guest. We like a newbie. No one's actually believing that you were nervous.
Oh, God, I am very nervous.
You're not still nervous.
I hide it well.
She's got a foot in a bag and off she goes. Not a foot in a bag, a hand in a bag. Oh, it's now a handbag. There we go.
Yep, it's now looking more like what we want it to look like.
I will find that link and maybe I will tag TT in here as well. Because you did say your name to find you on Facebook quite quickly.
It's so long, and I know, but
You made it longer.
I did
You
make
were
it
given
longer.
a shorter
I was
name.
given a nice short name. It had 8 letters in, and I thought 8 wasn't funky enough because I went to study in France, and in France, Tweety and Sylvester,
Yes.
they're called Titi and Gros Minet.
Oh, okay.
So everybody heard my name and they called me Titi, and every time they saw me they would say, oh, where is your Gros Minet? And I just thought, I'm going to make life a bit more difficult for you guys. You know, my name is no longer Titi, it's now, I gave them the full one. And I've kept it ever since because it's just so much fun watching everybody try to pronounce the full thing.
Yeah, thanks. The first thing when Mrs. H emailed me, she said, I've got a fabulous new demonstrator. And the first thing I said was, and how exactly are we saying that?
If you're nice to me, I'd give you the shortened version. If you're not nice to me, I tell you to pronounce the whole thing.
Well, I was pretty impressed because Gemma's like, oh, yeah, no, that means blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And actually your name, it means...
My joy is forever.
Yes. And this, yes. And I think that's beautiful. I want to rename my children now to have beautiful meaning names.
Beautiful meaning names.
Yeah. I'm sure Emily probably means everything's mine. She even calls herself Mimi.
Ooh, nice one.
If you ask her what her name is, she'll say, Mimi McCarthy.
Oh, bless her.
I'm like, right. My mum says,
So
that
you
sounds
just
like a
call her
showgirl.
Emily Mimi McCarthy.
Emily Mimi McCarthy. She's Emily Alice after my grandmother. But she was known throughout my pregnancy as Knuckles.
Oh,
Freddie had watched
so
Paddington,
cute.
another great movie. But in Paddington, there's Knuckles McGinty, and Freddie obviously misheard. And when we said, what did he think we should call the baby?
Yeah.
Knuckles.
Oh.
So yeah, she was Knuckles for a long time.
I actually forget names. So, well, children mainly. So I call every single child a sort of a word of endearment. And it's stuck all through the years. So all my kids' friends, they're all like sweetheart or one thing or the other. And they would answer. They know when I'm calling them, even if there are 5 of them all there. And I'm like, oh, honey, they know. Whichever one I'm calling knows.
So basically what you're saying is you renamed other people's
renamed
children.
other people's children. And my son, I never call him by his name. I'm sure he knows what his name is, but...
Only so he can write it on exam papers.
Yes.
Yes.
And if I call him by his name, he knows he's in trouble.
Yeah. I think that's every child. When they get the full name.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She remembered my name. What did I do wrong now? That's my son.
So what do you call him for short? Because Freddie gets short and he's just Bear. We just call him Bear. I don't know why.
His full name is Oselumese. I call him Ose. And he calls himself Ozzy to all his friends. So
It's whatever works.
it's
isn't
whatever works.
it? Yeah. Yeah.
But he's Honey, Sweetie. And then I have a pet name for him from when he was born. It's the word in my language means tiny one.
And he's now 18. And how tall?
My son is taller than me. He's like
But please still call him Tiny One.
over
It's fine.
7 inches. And I'm like, so he's almost up. Yeah, I think he's about 7 foot tall. And anytime I call him little one, all my friends are like, "Are you out of your mind? Have you seen the person you're calling tiny little one?" I'm like, "It's stuck."
It was one.
He was once tiny.
that
I could
worked.
fit him on one hand.
Oh. Yeah. Fred's is set to be 6'7".
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is tall.
Which is fine, apart from every time he sees, because he knows he's going to be tall,
Yeah.
and every time, every time he sees someone tall, he sort of says, "Mummy, am I going to be that tall?"
Oh, goodness.
So he makes me ask these people how tall they are, so that
You're
I can compare as to
kidding.
how tall he's
How tall
going to
he's
be.
going to
Yeah,
be.
he needs to know. He'll probably stop growing at about 6 foot now, and we'll be disappointed.
Yeah, well. My son had a yardstick in one of his uncles, and I said, "You'll never go taller than him, you know." When we saw him, my son had grown taller than him.
You're meant to be able to find the height, aren't you, by doubling their height at 2?
Really? Oh.
Emily's not going to be quite as tall as me, so she'll actually find clothes that fit her. Lucky girl.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Or she can just make hers.
Well, I mean, there's that too.
So that's the outer bag all
Nice.
done. And we're going to leave it that way.
Okay.
Because if
I
not,
mean,
I'll
you
just-
know, no one needs to see the beautiful fabrics, right? No.
Not now, when
no,
we're finished.
we'll have a grand reveal.
Then the next thing we're going to do is the lining, and we're going to get the pockets done, which I've already done. If you don't know how to place pockets, every single thing is in the instructions, but I had to sort of get a head start on those just to be on the safe side.
Oh, you know your fabric, by the way? It's called Treasure Shimmer
Yes, it is Treasure Shimmer, but by
Turquoise
whom?
Butterfly.
Yeah, but by.
You've got it on your website and someone's found the
Yes,
link for
somebody's
it.
I'm just trying to find the name of the person who made it. Oh gosh. And all of those are part of the Treasure Shimmer sort of collection.
That's
So,
nice.
yeah.
Very nice.
So the zipper's already been put in. And please, once you've put the zipper in, could you please leave it open?
Okay.
If not, we're going to have a big fight when we come to sort of turn in the bag, and it's something we can easily forget. So please, let's try and
That's
just,
the
once
joy
you've
of the
fixed
zip.
it, just leave it open. And I'm just going to close off the end of that very soon. And then you've got the little pocket, slip pocket as well, which I've made a start on.
Now, this is the thing, isn't it? If you're a total beginner and this is your first thing and the thought of putting in a zip scares you, just don't put it in.
You don't have to put in a zip because you can, because it's a round bag, you can have a pocket that goes all the way across, or you can just have two simple slip pockets on the side, but it's up to you what you want. If you're really scared, zips are quite easy, honestly. The more you make them, the easier they are. Yeah. And I don't think about them. They need to be made. Yeah, let's make it. That's how I
do
think.
it.
Just do it.
Just
See,
do it, you know.
Nike.
Someone should have that as a slogan.
Yes, you would never go wrong. So I'm just going to change the thread to a lighter color. I've had fun with the blue.
Was that it, blue? You're
That's
so
it,
last season
blue.
now.
I might. That's been done, so I might not need it anymore.
Elizabeth says she still calls her niece and nephew Lickle, but they're both
Aw.
massive. Isn't your niece like over 6 foot, Elizabeth? She's proper stunning. Is that the DJ one, Elizabeth? I think it might be. Are you all right there?
Yep, just threading
The
through.
concentration.
Oh gosh.
It's like driving somebody else's car, isn't it?
Oh
It's
my
almost
goodness.
the same. Ta-da!
Yes. It's because it got stuck earlier.
You've got to keep the foot down, haven't you, with this one?
Yes.
Yeah. It's all good.
So I'm going to finish off the pocket by just sewing 3 sides. Make sure you don't catch the lining anyway. And that would finish off the pocket and not. Oh God, I'm so used to doing that from the back.
What you done?
I'm still yet to get used to that, but I will. By the time I get it home, I will.
Yeah. Just towards the end. It'll be second nature.
Now, because you're going to turn the bag out through the pocket, we're not going to sew the long end all the way down. We're just going to sew it up to about an inch and a half.
Right.
And when you get to that place, make sure you reinforce it, because when we're turning around, you don't want any rips or tears or anything like that. Then we move to the other side.
This is looking great. Even inside out, it
Even
looks great. You
inside
can
out.
just see, can't you? I'm someone that I always and ah about whether or not to bother with the extra interfacing. I'm like, oh, it's another
my
expense,
God,
but actually
no.
it's
It
so
makes-
worth it, isn't it? And like you say, then if it's a bag that you're going to make because you want to keep it,
Because you want to keep it.
then it's worth doing. Definitely worth doing.
So like I said, open, and you've got that space where we're going to turn the whole thing out from, and hopefully that should be fine.
The whole thing gets turned through the pocket.
Yes.
That's very clever.
We're going to sew that up at the very end, but you can either make a mark on there and iron it down so you have a crease or something, but I always just sort of...
Just do it.
I
Tisha,
just
that's
do
what I say.
it,
Just do
honestly.
it. And then do we just sew just down round 3 sides on the other pocket?
And then on the other pocket, we sew around 3 sides. So all the major stuff are off this one, which is great.
Oh, Claire says that she asks her 3.5-year-old, "Are you my baby?" And he gets increasingly
Aw.
annoyed and stamps his foot and says, "No, I'm a boy."
Oh my goodness. We know you're a boy, but you're still a baby.
Yeah, I know. I say that to Freddie. He's like, "No, Emily's the baby." I'm like, "No, you are always going to be my baby." And he just gets really really embarrassed too. I say, "You can ask Grandma. I'm still her baby."
I'm still,
And he looks at me. He's like, "What?"
Yep.
That's that. I'm still Grandma's baby. And this thought is just like, what? What? No way.
Now, if you've never made a pocket before, when you make the pocket, you make it right sides together, and then you turn it to the right side. So you've got an opening at the bottom, and this is how we close that opening. Once you attach the pocket to the lining, you sew down the side that was open, and it just sort of like closes it all. So 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And that should close that up nicely.
It's the easy way then, isn't it? You don't have
It
to
is, yeah.
do anything else. So did you have a favourite out of the fabrics when they arrived, TT?
Oh yes, this one.
Hang on.
And I initially matched that one with that one, and
Oh, did you?
yes, and I think that one. And then I changed my mind because I thought this was too dull altogether, and I thought I'll spruce it up and do it that.
Yeah, no, so the orange was always going to be for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no. And then I did that. Because I had to play with it. I just started playing around with it, moving it all around and everything. Eventually I just thought, yeah, this looks nicer
Oh,
in my
Sil.
little book.
So, you know, Sil was waiting for the viewer to come and view their house.
Yeah.
She's been waiting all morning.
And
She's got the wrong day.
She didn't. Oh, bless her.
So we've been keeping her company. It's all good.
And at this stage, you might want to decide to divide your pocket. And in that one, I divided it. In this one, it's up to you. And what I did was I put my cell phone in and saw how wide it was, and I just used that as mine. So it's up to you if you want to divide it, and if not, you can just leave it the way it is. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the clasp, the magnetic clasp. So I've already added one on there.
Mm-hmm.
So the center of the bags, the lining, the seam of the lining is going to be on the side. So based on that, the center of the bag is going to be slightly shifted because we're not going to be using the true center.
Right.
So we've already mapped out, all the instructions are already in the are already written out for you. So I've already mapped out where the centers are on both, and I've already attached the magnetic snap for that one. Now I need to attach the second one if I can find it.
It could be anywhere.
No, it is here.
Oh, you see, you're organised. Now, if you need snaps and bits and bobs, they're all on the website because I got a bit overexcited and might have bought quite a lot. So in all colours, which at some point will even be loaded today. Gemma hasn't emerged yet, says she, so I think she's probably, bless her, still trying to load everything up.
First you mark that. You mark the places where you're going to put your little holes with the little washer that comes with your magnetic snap. You mark that based on the measurements in the pattern, and once that's done, you create your teensy-weensy little holes on the side.
It's always better to go smaller, isn't it, than bigger?
It's always better to go smaller because at the end of the day, the little hooks, they create as much of a hole as they need anyway. So I just use that. And you can add a fray check on there, so it stops your fabric from fraying, but I didn't bring it.
I never think of doing that, actually. I always just think of fray check just for the edges of... it's not a
So
bad
what
idea.
I've done is I've put the magnetic snap in. I've added a bit of Decoville on the side, and I'm going to add a little bit of the foam we trimmed off the base onto it as well to make it nice and sturdy.
Oh, you're going for the
And
whole lot, aren't
then,
you?
oh, sorry, the washer.
Oh, so Natalie with the hamster is having to move from Wales to Lincolnshire, TT. And she said that this moving thing is getting more real now. Have two surveys
bless
booked with
her.
removal companies for next week and haven't found a house yet.
And she's moving.
Well, I mean, yeah, to somewhere.
Bless her.
Who knows where?
So that has been attached, and then the next thing is we bring the, oh, I was just making sure I put that on the right side. Oh my God.
We've all done it.
I know. So the next thing is we're going to finish off the lining, and the lining is done a bit differently. We start with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance for about an inch, and then it extends to 5/8 of an inch, and then down right at the bottom it goes back, the last inch at the bottom, it goes back to 3/8 of an inch. I've drawn the line in because I really can't be bothered to figure out, you know, the change in seam allowance. So
why does the seam allowance change?
Natasha?
Do we know? Oh, sorry,
I'm
is that
not
a question?
sure.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Right,
sure
Mrs.
Natasha
Mrs.
would.
H, why have you changed your seam allowance part way down? Tell us, tell us, tell us. There we go. We'll bat that one across to Mrs. H. She can tell us. There was always going to be one question, wasn't there?
Honestly.
That was just testing it. Just testing. Oh, Geraldine's got to go. She said, I've loved the show today, but I've got to go now. Love and hugs to everyone. Bye, Geraldine.
Oh, thank you.
Samantha didn't want a saggy lining. That's
Oh,
why. And so the bigger seam allowance stops sagginess. If that were, you know, if that were true of everything.
I know.
Right? I'm not saggy, I just need a bigger seam allowance. I'm using that excuse.
Honestly,
I'm going to have
from
a
now on.
t-shirt printed a lot. I'm not saggy, I just
From
need
now
a
on,
bigger
I'm
seam
not
allowance.
saggy. I just need. Oh, already marked. Sorry.
I'll get you all ahead of the game.
As far as I've concerned, it's not been marked.
You surprised yourself, haven't you?
Surprised, very, very surprised. So remember, that's going to be the side. So when you put your base on, make sure that the edges are where your seam allowance is. I haven't ironed that out yet, but try and press your seam allowance open. And one thing I found out was, because I really don't press this much with things except when I'm quilting.
Except when you've done the ring for someone else.
Yes. So you can imagine me having to like iron almost every single thing. But the truth of the matter is, the more you iron, it becomes nicer and crisper, and it's just a lot easier to manipulate the fabric once you do that. So
Yeah, I still don't do it that much. Mrs. H says, I need a bigger seam allowance and a better stabiliser in my bottom. Don't we all, love? Don't we all? Yeah.
oh my God.
And Lucy's chimed in with, and strong threads, so
And
my
strong
seams
threads,
don't
yes, so
burst.
they don't burst.
I mean, yeah. And so the list goes on, right?
It goes on and on and on. Well, the lining will be on the side, so that's that. So we match up
Oh, the halfway mark with the halfway mark.
halfway mark with the
Yeah.
halfway mark, and we go all the way around. And this one is a lot easier to do than the top, because the top is a bit bulkier, and this is nice and flat because it's only got the interfacing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, this is fab. So when did you move across to bag making as well as, because you started out quilting, didn't you?
Yes, and I still quilt and I still teach quilting, but I just make more bags now. I think it was it 2-3 years ago when I joined the Kent Bag Makers group. then I wasn't even sewing. I just joined the group, and I would just go for meetings and bake.
You just went for the cake, didn't you?
Well, I baked the cake, took it there, and then I hung around with everybody, watched what they were doing, and
You're going to say watch them eat it.
well, I ate the cake as well. I wouldn't lie.
That's fine. That's fine.
And then we had this workshop by one of the ladies in the group, and I did make something on that day, and I think that was the turning point. Since then, I've just not stopped. I just keep making bags and purses and wallets and you name it.
And so it goes on.
And so it goes on.
Oh.
And I make them sometimes, maybe, somebody's having a graduation party or something, so I make lots of them. And we give it all out at the graduation, as in, oh, this is just to mark this person's whatever.
Oh, that's not the only really kind thing you've done as well, because going back to the names, and we were saying earlier, because I said I was named after characters out of books.
Yeah.
And the Russians are not known for, for being a happy bunch. And you said that all names, have meanings, and that you'd created a quilt for the leavers of your son's.
Yeah.
Listen, you tell the story because it's just beautiful.
When the kids when they left primary school, I decided we needed to give this school a gift. So I made a quilt of all the children's palms with their names on it and the meanings of all their names. And I put on the school crest and logo and everything, and we made this beautiful quilt. And the kids presented it to the principal, the headmaster. So every single child in my son's class that year, they all knew the meanings of their names. And if it's still hanging on the wall in school where I left it, so anybody else that has the same name would know what their names means. Even all the Asians, everybody, I had to get in touch with every single parent.
You got in touch with their parents and grandparents and everything.
With their grandparents, everybody I could find. What does the name of your child? And they were like, yeah, but some of them were like, I don't know. Go check on this, go check on that. I'm like, don't worry, I'll find it.
Sounds more like a threat.
Honestly. So with this one, we really need half an inch seam.
Okay.
But we're going to start off with a 3/8 of an inch first, and then after that we're going to add in an extra 1/8 of an inch to it. So I'm going to start off with a 3/8 of an inch because it's the easiest and the smoothest way for you to get half an inch.
Right, I'm with you. Oh, no, see, Claire said that she was down in the dumps yesterday and on the school run this morning. She says that we've really lifted her spirits. Her little one is struggling with school a little bit. Just, and the thing is, my mum says that you're only ever as happy as your least happy child. And I think it's true, isn't it?
Very, very
it's
true.
Really true. And
your
if your kid has a bad
unhappy,
day at school,
that's it.
We all have a bad day at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Very true. We feel for you. We've all been there.
We do. Even mine is 18, so if he has a bad day, I have a bad day. He has a sleepless night, I have a sleepless night.
Oh.
And the horrible thing is, for the past 2 weeks, he only went back to school on Monday. He's been on isolation. Well, not isolation. They said he was in contact, and I know he wasn't in contact because the person wasn't in his class anyway. But he had to self-isolate. And he was at home, and you could hear him at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., talking to his friends. And I'm like, jeez, you're not sleeping means I'm not sleeping. And he looks at me as in, but what has me not sleeping got to do with you? I'm like, you're my child. Yeah. You don't sleep, I don't sleep.
I think they only get it when you have children. Yes. That's when you get it. Yeah. And you realise everything you put your parents through.
Because
Sorry, Mum.
I know. I keep saying that to my mother. I call my mother almost every week now, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I was a horrible child most times, but now I know exactly what it was you were talking about.
My mum just looks at my daughter and just says, "Yep, and just
Yeah.
nods knowingly.
But
And
I
then-
see myself in my son. So he does things and I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I did that. I did worse, but I never tell him I did worse.
No, you can't.
because
Let's say he's not watching this. Angelic. Your mother was angelic.
I was
always.
he's not watching it. He's in school.
So you hope.
Oh, he's in school. I would have gotten the message if he wasn't in school.
Oh, no, it is. It is one of those things, isn't it? We had great problems with Emily, with Captain Small, when she was only allowed to start school when she was 2.
Okay.
And that was on the 19th of September. But her brother,
Oh.
of course, started back at school at the beginning of September.
September.
Oh my word. We would have a full-on tantrum, her, not me, for a good 45 minutes because she wasn't allowed in with him.
In with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, like, you know, proper snot crying.
Oh.
That kind of proper. Yeah.
Oh,
Now it's great,
bless
just
her.
chuck them both out the car.
Tell
Bye.
me about it.
See ya. See you at 3.
You tell the teachers to have fun. I was nice to all my son's teachers because I knew how horrible my son could be.
You have to be.
They all got quilted cushions and quilted bags and quilted everything.
Bribes, basically.
Honestly,
Yep,
I
yep,
bribed them the whole year.
Works.
Oh gosh.
Ah, it's always a joy.
It is.
So in all the time that Captain Small's now been going to school, she's had one day where she had a meltdown. And it was when they had to go for a walk and she had the wrong shoes on. And I think they must have rubbed, and I didn't realise that she'd grown and they'd rubbed. And they said to me, so she cried when we had to go for the walk. I mean, like, didn't stop, like, she screamed all afternoon. I was like, yep.
Welcome to my world.
Yep. She does that.
Oh bless.
And they just looked horrified. I was like, yep.
That's what I have to go through.
But just on that one time, like, they've never had a peep. In fact, they wrote in her school report how quiet she is.
Really?
Yeah, and I said to Stephen, "Is this out? Do you think they gave us the wrong report?" And he's like, "Well, they must have done."
They normally behave in school though. It's once they get into the car park, they see their parents and they get to the car park.
Yeah.
They just become something else, and I'm like, I'm going to call your teacher
Yeah, but
because
you
I'm
see,
not
she doesn't-
taking this.
And they can have you.
And they can have you.
Yeah.
And they're like, but he's an angel. He takes care of all the others. He's this. And I'm like, not this one. And they're like, yeah.
That's when you know you've done a good job.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, no, so they said that she was very, very quiet and barely spoke at school. And yet she comes home and she sings all the nursery rhymes in the bath.
Aww.
So it's going in.
It is of course it's going
It's
in.
going in.
She's
Just not sharing it with them there.
She will very soon.
Yeah. Then they'll be like, you know when she was quiet? Yeah, we preferred that.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah. Fun times.
Oh, yes, fun times. And they change the older they get. It changes. Every single thing changes. And I'm like, well, you weren't doing that 2 months ago. And they're like, well.
But it's comforting as well because you know it's just a phase.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. It's just a phase.
Console yourself.
Yeah. It won't be like this. It's just a phase. You see, Pam says our children were school angels and house devils.
Really?
Yeah, best
well,
way, she
most
said.
most kids are like that because they're at home, they're comfortable, they don't have to impress anybody, they're just with mom and dad. So they let go.
Lucky us. Lucky us.
And I'd rather have them that way than any other way,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. It's all good.
Oh God, it is wonderful. My friends banned me from their houses because I spoil their kids. And they're like, they're going home with you. I'm like, yeah, I'll have them. Because I know I can always send them back when I'm fed up.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
And
great.
I mean, how else are you going to rename them if you don't have
If I
them?
don't have them.
Exactly. You see?
So I'm going to trim off some of this seam allowance and then do the 1/8 to get to my 1.5 inch seam allowance. To my
Okay.
1/2 inch seam allowance, not 1.5.
Right.
So I'm just going to trim this a little bit. And if you've got one of these scissors and it catches, I had to oil it, as in oil the whole thing, even the teeth. And since then,
Has it been good?
it's been good.
You see, I don't think that pinking shears have the same sort of lifespan that normal scissors do. I guess there are just so many cutting surfaces with them.
The thing with scissors is you can sharpen scissors, and the teeth are not as chunky as those with scissors.
Yeah.
So when they're sort of made, I think they do them a bit more precise than those.
You
But-
can send pinking shears away to be professionally done. can't you?
Really?
Yeah. No, you can.
Oh gosh, I have to find those.
But I don't know if the cost of that is going to be about the same as buying a new.
Oh, my name was.
I don't know. But I've got my grandmother's, and they're even. And I must send them away actually to have them properly done, because they've even got the bits of wadding that she sewed on so that they didn't rub on her thumb.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
Oh, no, you see Helen. Yeah, Helen's there as well. Should I used to tell my girls, I don't care what you like at home, as long as you behave when you're out.
When you're out, yeah.
Are there any conversations that just haven't been had like that within a home? Are you even parenting if you haven't said that?
All I have to do is give my son a look, and
look.
he knows.
Oh, the
Oh
look.
my God, he knows, and he
Yeah.
knows he's in trouble. As
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
you get home, I'm going to kill you. And he says, "But you can't kill me, Mom." I'm like, "I gave birth to you. I can kill you."
Give with one hand.
Oh yeah, take with the other one.
That's the one. Yeah, Diane, you have to send away pinking shears for sharpening. I think some people try it with tin foil, cut tin foil, and they say that works, but I've never had any luck with that.
Even with scissors, they say you can do that, but and rotary cutters as well.
Yeah, I've got some good Fiskars sharpeners. They're good, but again, for pinking shears, send them away. Someone will know a good place to send them. Now, Elizabeth always wanted to be the door monitor and blackboard monitor, and was hurt when they didn't let her be helpful.
Oh.
Should I never realised I was actually too short to clean the board. And that was why she was never made the blackboard monitor. Oh, it would just end up with like a tide mark, wouldn't it?
But they could have given her something to stand on or whatever, just to help her out.
Yeah.
And then health and safety wasn't as bad as it was now.
No,
so-
absolutely. You used to get hit with the blackboard
my
rubber,
gosh.
didn't you? If you weren't behaving yourself. That was how we woke up in our lessons.
Oh my God, yes,
Yeah.
we did. And we
Yeah.
all turned out great.
Nothing wrong with us, right? Nothing to see here, Titi. Nothing to see here.
I always told my son's teachers, if he does anything wrong, you have my permission to discipline him. And they look at me funny. I'm like, yeah, because you tell me when I pick him up, I'm going to ask you, what did you do? So he's always scared when they have to tell me anything. They're like, oh my God, she's going to kill me. He hates it when I talk to him. He doesn't like anybody.
Just generally.
I just talk. As in, I can talk for 45 minutes just because he's done something wrong. I just go on. And he's like, Mom, I get it. And I'm sorry.
This is a new form of child torture.
It
isn't
is a new form of child torture.
Talk at them until they promise never to do
Never
it
to
again.
do it again.
Anne says we got the blackboard rubber treatment and they were such good shots. Well, they had a
Honestly.
lot of practice. Yeah, that's why. Elizabeth said she'd have stood on one of the lads. It wasn't a problem.
See?
You know? You see? That's why they have boys lying around, right?
So once this bit has been done, we're just going to put the whole thing together and turn it inside out, and hopefully I should have gotten all the pieces together. And if I haven't, ouch.
Oh wow, Natalie's history teacher used to throw books. She said
Oh
you
my
learned to duck very
gosh.
quickly.
Oh yeah.
Or just learn. That would have been the other alternative. Just learn.
Just learn.
And you'd have been
Books.
fine.
Wow.
No books to see here. Gosh, I tell Freddie off if he throws a book.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
books are precious. You shouldn't throw books.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even if it is the Secret 7 and I've got 10 of the blimping things
Oh
to
my
read
God, I
in.
love the Secret 7 and the Famous 5.
Oh,
I read them and read them and read. Then I watched them when they came on TV.
oh no! Don't tell me there's TV shows of them.
Oh,
I
there's
don't think I could
well,
bear
maybe
it.
not now, but there were then. There was the time they had the TV shows.
I just get a bit cross because Pam and Barbara are a bit ridiculous, and Peter's really bossy in the Secret 7.
Oh, well, there were different personalities, and it was just trying to sort of give you the whole range. So I think, well, that was how I saw it anyway.
Right, for goodness sakes, forget it. Pull yourself together, girls. Sort it out.
Sort
Come on.
it out, yeah. Okay, we're almost done with that.
Oh, you see, Anne's religious education master used to take his size 12 plimsoll off and whack the boys there
Oh
and
my
then.
word!
Wow, our kids don't know they're born, do they?
No. Oh goodness.
But you know, we all turned out all right, like we said.
That's what I keep saying to everybody. We always turn out okay. So stop moaning and stop complaining. Just get on with it. So that's the lining nicely done.
It's looking good. This is looking very good.
And let's just make sure that I've done every single thing I'm meant to do. Have finished the bag. Put the bag actually.
So which one have we got to turn through the right way?
So the bag has to be right sides out. And you place it inside the lining.
So they're right sides together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Jenny said that her chemistry teacher used to talk around with the length of the rubber tubing, walk around with the length of the rubber tubing from the burners. It used to hit the desk in front of you if you're not listening. Well, at least it didn't hit you. It just wake you up a
They
little
just,
bit.
well,
Those tubes from the Bunsen burners, they had a really specific smell as well, didn't they?
They did.
It's like school canteens. I used to teach fencing and various other stuff, and I'd always teach fencing in like the canteen in the school hall.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, I would be a little child again, just from the smell of the school lunches.
I know. They have a special.
They have a special smell.
They do.
It's not a good one, but they have a special
No,
one.
but it's just something that takes you back to your childhood, and I don't know. You just, yeah. Okay, now that needs to fit in nicely because I need
looks
to
like
get
it
the
does.
edges together. And don't worry, it will work because it worked before.
Now, Anne said that when you went home, if you'd been in trouble, you didn't tell your parent because they
Oh,
would
you
whack
never
you
do.
for
They
getting
would
in
whack
trouble.
you for getting into trouble.
You see, whereas now I remember
Oh,
we had a kid at school called Summer, and she was always getting in trouble. And I remember her dad being brought in because she'd been swearing. So the headmistress brought her in, and he sat there. For F's sake, what have I told you about this? And we're like, there it is.
There it is.
That's. It was just the irony that he sat there swearing in the headmistress's office, telling her off,
Yep.
and we're like, "Yep, there it is.
There it is.
There it
They
is."
pick up any single thing you do and they
Yep.
repeat it. There's
Yep.
nothing you can do about
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. There was a little giggle about that round the staff room that day.
anything you don't want your child to learn, Don't say it. Don't do it.
Yeah, they're going to pick up on it, aren't they?
Oh, they will. They will. They're like sponges.
Yeah.
And they don't say anything until that day when they just open their mouths and
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
huh? I didn't think you learned that.
Yeah. I remember
Yes,
the
I
very
did.
first day that my son swore. We'd had a particularly stressful move, and obviously, yeah.
Oh, bless him.
But he did it the first day of half term when we'd planned in trips to see grandparents, and I was like, right, we're clearly not leaving the house for all of half term. If you're going to use language like that, I can't trust you. Take you anywhere.
Oh my God, I'm sure he's going to think, but what did I do? You do it as well.
No. Oh, Ali's deputy head used to walk round with the cane down his back. Everyone was so scared of him. He also used to use the ruler.
Yes, it's rulers and canes.
Oh, she said those of us that had a packed lunch had to eat under his evil gaze.
Oh
See,
my
that's the thing
God.
nightmares are made of. You have nightmares about bag making. These poor kids. Yeah. Always good fun.
It is always good fun.
See, this is it. So I'm been reading Freddie sort of Roald Dahl books and things like that.
Okay, yeah.
And you start to realise just how much life has changed when you start to read any of his books. And Freddie's like, but school's not like this. I'm
Oh,
like, well, it's not
God.
now.
It was then, but it was
Ah.
fun then. I enjoyed school better when it was crazy and we were scared of everybody. Because I always tell my son, you can't call your friends' parents by their first name, even if they tell you to. And he's like, why can't I? Because you don't call your teachers by name. What do you call your teacher in school? Miss this, exactly. So you call your friends. And he looks at me and he's like, oh my God, what if they tell me I can't? Just tell them your mother says you can't call them by their first name.
Refer them back to your
Refer
mother.
them back to your mother.
Yes.
So we're now going to sew round there 3/8 of an inch. Now it's a bit bulky because the lining is slightly smaller than the main bag, remember?
Oh, because
But
we do not want saggy lining.
Saggy lining. So it's going to be a nice, snug little fit.
Snug fit, like
Yeah.
our jeans. Yeah.
And because this machine has a lovely free arm, we're just going to, doesn't matter which side,
Pop it in.
pop it in. And keep sewing, keep sewing.
Keep sewing it.
Because it just goes round. So you just have to keep sewing. And one thing you can see down here is every single time I have to press the pedal, I have to take my shoes off.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah. And that's why I wear slippers everywhere, clogs everywhere, because I have to take them off to sew. And I don't know where I'm going to find a sewing machine, so
Really?
I only wear clogs. Even in winter, I only wear clogs.
So, do you drive?
Oh God, yes. I drove down from Kent in my clogs.
No, but so you don't take your shoes off to drive?
No.
Just the sewing
to
machine.
sew, just the
Because
sewing
that's where you
machine.
need control, right? Not when you're driving.
No, we don't. Don't say it that way.
Note to self: never get in a car with TT.
Oh God. But it's, my mother can drive without her shoes on, but I can't. I've tried it a few times and it's a bit funny. And I know it's illegal anyway, so I try not to do it, but my mother can. She's not in this
illegal?
country anyway. Flip-flops, you're not meant to
No,
drive
not
with
are
flip.
you.
But these are clogs, they're not flip-flops.
Make that difference.
Make that distinction.
Yeah, that's fine.
Distinction.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, and yet you get so much more control if you drive without any shoes on.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so with With racing boots, they're really thin-soled, so you can really feel the pedals.
Feel the pedals, yeah. Ah, okay. See, I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable. It's because I've never. Well, I learned to drive in this country, and maybe that's why. My mom learned to drive back home, and she just does whatever works for her. But slippers, I can. Clogs, I can. Shoes, I can drive in high heels if I'm in the mood.
Me too. And yet you really shouldn't. I mean, I think it should be illegal to drive in really high heels.
In really high
right?
heels.
Right, you're right. Bare feet shouldn't be a thing. Shouldn't be a problem at all.
It shouldn't be a problem at all. But they said it's not that you're not allowed to. I'm like, that's strange. That's what I was.
Why.
That's what I was born with. I should be able to drive with my feet.
Yeah. I had a bit of a tumble in my car once, and my shoes went as I rolled and rolled and rolled.
Oh my goodness!
Down an embankment.
You didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
It was in an L200, a big Mitsubishi L200, and they're meant to have weight in the back of them.
Yep.
And I didn't, and it had just rained. The roads were really slippy.
Oh,
I came off a roundabout. I was going really
Yeah.
slow, so I came off a roundabout, and blew a back tyre on the wet road.
Yeah.
And that was it. Lost control of it.
control of the car.
Yeah, and rolled down the embankment and spun on my roof in the middle of the dual carriageway.
Ouch.
Sarah Payne, who I'm very good friends with, who a lot of you know from quilting circles,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you're the reason I couldn't get home."
Things to say.
It was right by her house. She's like, "Oh, right, that's why I couldn't get back." But yeah, I lost my shoes.
Oh my
They
God.
could have been anywhere.
They could have been anywhere.
Yeah, but bit of Gorilla Glass on your phone. My phone rolled and rolled.
Oh, wow.
And that was fine. I'd always recommend a bit of Gorilla Glass on your phone. Everyone is now singing. Just keep sewing.
Just keep sewing.
What do? You sew. Elizabeth says, "Where is back home, TT?" Elizabeth would like to know.
Where is
Back home.
Nigeria? Nigeria?
Very nice. Very nice. So you've got family in America, family in Nigeria,
Oh,
all
God,
over the place.
I've got family all over the place.
Good
They
excuse for holidays.
breed like rabbits everywhere. We breed like rabbits everywhere.
It just means you've got an excuse to travel the world.
Oh my goodness. And you keep finding out more and more people are in different places and you're like, oh my goodness. Because earlier this year, I found out that one of my cousins was in Abu Dhabi.
Right.
And he was like, oh, you can come down whenever you feel like. And like, I've just been to Dubai, maybe a few years ago. I'm not in the mood to come down that way again. He's like, well, but you have to come back now that you know I'm here. So I'm like, okay.
All right then.
Yeah, might as well. So this is us squishing
Oh,
the bag
through the pocket.
out, birthing the bag
Oh.
through the tiny pocket. And because we've reinforced it on both sides, hopefully we should not have that funny tear. And don't worry about all the wrinkles. We're going to have a very, very nice iron. As in we can still iron the bag even though it's all nicely done. And voila.
It's looking good.
And voila, we have a lovely bag.
That is gorgeous.
It is beautiful. I really, really love the fabric. I love the colors. I love the way they all come. It all comes together. And it's really, really easy for the beginner as well because it's just really, really beautiful. Easy to do. Make sure you mark all your pieces and everything is, oh, that came out easy. Yep, go away. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch. The very top.
It just helps if it ever has to be washed or anything like that. It just helps, doesn't it?
Yes, because it keeps the lining in place. It keeps the main bag itself in place. If there's any wadding in the middle, it keeps it all nice. And remember that there at the top Although at the very top we had 2 stitches, down here at the bottom we had only 1. We're going to add the extra 1/8 of an inch all the way around through all the layers to sort of still hold it together as well.
Oh, you do that now?
We do that at the very, very end.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
And I see Claire says that her mum has Nigerian students lodging with her, and they all used to like her because she could pronounce their full names properly because she speaks French.
Yes.
So it really helps.
It is. It does help. It does help.
Are there lots of French speakers then in Nigeria?
Nigeria is predominantly an English-speaking country,
Okay.
but I studied French just for the love of the language. Don't ask me why. Everybody was going to study medicine, pharmacy, law, engineering, you name it. They said, what did I want to learn? I said, languages. Why? Because I just love the French language. It's different.
Yeah, it does sound great, doesn't it?
And my father said, okay, bye.
Oh,
And I never used it.
really? Is that
I
because you haven't got a family in
finished.
France? You have to send some over there as an excuse.
It's because I'm always in France anyway. I just nip over when I need anything or shopping, food.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because I lived in France for 5 years. I studied in France. That was how crazy I was, as in I left home, went to France, studied there for 5 years, came to the UK, finished my degree here in the UK, and I never went back to French. I did French and linguistics.
But you...
And then I went into IT.
Oh. Okay. In French.
No, in English, database administration. So everybody keeps asking me, why did you learn French? Just for the love of the language. I just wanted to learn the language. That was it.
Well, I mean, far better to have a love of it than do it just because you have to.
I know.
So because you're down south, do you ever just pop on the Euro tunnel and
Oh,
just have a
yes.
quick day around the
I
old
drive.
hypermarket?
I drive.
Oh, you drive?
Oh my God, I love my road trips. I'm crazy about road trips. That was why when Natasha said, oh, you go to Birmingham, I'm like, yes. Road trip!
Pop on the clogs and off we go.
My son knows me and my road trips. I can wake him up at 10 p.m. because I have a friend in Gloucester. She's a very close friend. 10 p.m. Let's go to Gloucester. And he's like, Mom, it's 10 p.m. We'll get there by just after midnight. She'll still be awake. And if she's not awake, we'll wake her up and, let's go.
She won't mind.
She won't mind.
She's
only sleeping. Because when my flight was cancelled, was it July? Yeah, July. And we got to the airport and they said, no, you can't fly. You can, but your son can't because he's underage, blah, 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 blah. They gave me all sorts of crazy reasons. And I said, okay. I just got back in the car, looked at him, and he said, we're going to Gloucester, aren't we? I said, how did you guess? We just drove down to Gloucester. So when I called my friend from outside her house, I said, hello. She said, oh, you're at the airport. You've already checked in, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I'm outside.
Put the kettle on, please.
Honestly, yeah. And we stayed with her for 3 weeks. The whole 3 weeks we were meant to be on holiday, we stayed with her.
So did you go off and do nice little things around sort of Cheltenham and Gloucester?
No, well, it was, there was all the lockdown had just been lifted not long before then, and there were things. So I just sat down at home, told her to bring out her sewing machine. And I started making masks for her, fixing things that needed to be fixed. So this one, somebody would come and say, oh, my dress needs these. Oh, this has come out of that. Just put it there. She'll make it.
So I take it you're not doing IT anymore then?
For myself and for church, yes. I still do all the IT stuff. So the basic idea is to have a nice top and then 1/8 of an inch top stitching to keep it all nice and together.
Lovely.
Which I'm going to do. And okay, how do I increase the stitch length on this one?
Check the dial on the right hand side.
Right hand side. Oh, perfect. gosh, I'm getting one of
You're
these.
getting it. Getting it. Yeah.
That would make 4.
No one's counting.
No one's counting. Yeah, so now I don't do so much of IT anymore because like I said, I used to work in an investment bank. I was a database administrator for about 8 years. Then I stopped and went into sewing. And I've been doing that on and off.
I was going to say, you've been happier ever since.
And I enjoy sewing more than anything else on the face of the earth. But
More than French?
Pardon?
More than French?
Now, yes, because when I was studying French, I couldn't sew. And the irony was my mother could, but she refused to teach me.
Really?
Oh my God, my mother was very, very jealous about her sewing and her knitting, and she refused point blank to teach me how to do it. So I went out, taught myself how to knit. Then I taught myself how to crochet, which my mother cannot do.
So you've had the last laugh then, basically.
Yes. And then I topped it off with sewing and quilting.
Perfect. Bet she wished she taught you now.
I'm sure she wished she told me. So I make bags and stuff and I send them to her and I'm like, ha, I make bags, you don't make bags.
Oh. You've made a very fine bag. I'm loving this.
Thank you very much. That is stress working. So we're going to do the final 1/8 of an inch on the channel strap as well.
Right. And so you've already done one further in, haven't you?
Yes,
so,
I've done a 3/8 of an inch.
So there's no risk that you're going to catch the straps, is there?
No.
Because you're going
I'm just going
closer to the seam
closer
rather
to the-
than
yeah.
into.
Yeah, the straps are
Cool.
Ooh. Stop. It's blue.
Oh, the blue thread.
It's blue.
That was very close.
It's
That
blue-
was very close.
blue on the top, cream at the bottom.
Oh.
Although, if it was one I was making for myself, I wouldn't have used coordinating thread because I just love the fact that I can have different colored threads all looking funny all over my things. But that's me personally.
No, I'm quite a fan of that.
Not everybody likes that. So when I top stitch, I always use a color that's really loud. Out you go.
And I think that's okay. So when you finish here, oh no, are you allowed to go? No, you can't go and see your friend in Gloucester, can you?
Pardon?
I was going to say you're only an hour from your friend in Gloucester here.
I'm still going to Gloucester.
No one knows.
You didn't hear that.
No.
And nobody else did.
No one knows. No one knows.
She'll be working though, so I'll just pop in, say hello, and then, well, she's a dentist. She has a surgery, so I'll be outside. And she'll
Wave
pop
through
her
the
head
window.
out and say hello,
Oh.
and then I'll go off.
Oh.
Oh.
What's the matter?
Okay, I'll tell you. It doesn't go all the way around, and I assumed it was going all the way around, so I started in the middle.
Oh.
But it goes from one.
Oh,
From
so it
there.
goes from one bit to the. No, I see what you mean.
I know.
I see what you mean.
But don't worry, it's not a major disaster.
It's all good, but that's the last bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Apart
that's
from
just the
top
last
stitch in the
bit,
pocket,
yeah.
that's all done.
I hope I kept within time.
We don't have any time restraints.
Oh, really?
No, we're all good. We're all good. Carolyn says, "What a fabulous lady! Really enjoyed watching today."
Thank you.
Ah, thank you for watching, Carolyn.
And hopefully you won't notice where they join.
No one will see. It's because you used a nice coordinating thread, you see.
Yes. And the other thing is the magnetic snap. The magnetic snap. It attaches to the machine, and then you refuse. The fabric now refuses to move.
Oh dear. Elizabeth's just giggling at the fact that she said she's waving through the window over the patient.
Oh gosh.
Hi.
So that's it done, and I'll just do the pocket, and hopefully.
Laurie says this has been a great time with Natasha and Titi. Can we do it again? Really lovely bag. So thanks to Mrs. H as well. And Anne says, what a fab programme. Great to watch. But now the tasks are stacking up. Certainly joyous few hours spent. We'll have to watch again to learn how to do the bag though. Concentrating on the chat this time. Thank you both. Lovely bag, lovely demo, super demonstrator. Bye.
Thank you very much, everybody.
So in order to do the pocket, just pull it through.
Just pull it through.
Press the
Make sure the
seams.
seams are nicely pressed. And like I said, I just normally eyeball it. And why I do that, don't ask me, but it's inbred.
Well, we'll blame your mother, and if she'd taught you,
If she had taught me properly,
then it would have been
then
different.
it would have been different. Oh, she's going to watch this later, and I'm going to
Oh, is
show
she?
it. Oh, yes, I told her, you have to watch it. She was like, oh my God. God bless that child. That's what she always says.
Are you an only child, or are there
No.
more of you?
There are more boys. I'm the only girl. 5 brothers.
Elizabeth, this is like you. So Elizabeth, who watches, she's got millions of brothers as well.
Yep.
5
It's
brothers.
so much fun being the only girl.
Is it?
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
Because you get to be a tomboy. You do
okay.
every single thing the boys can, and you do it even better than all the boys put
Well, of
together.
course.
Yes.
Ah, Mrs. H says great bag, Titi. We're all very proud of you.
Thank you very much. And I need constructive criticism when I'm off the air.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Claire says it's just in time for her to go and get her 3.5-year-old from nursery. And Stephanie says, what a joy and a delight this lady is. That's you.
You.
just in case you didn't realise that bit. And Ronelle would like us to make up a kit with everything we need to make the bag. Yep, we can throw that all together for you, don't worry.
Okay. Pocket done.
Can we just compare and contrast the two sizes? Because one is big and one is small.
Yes, one is
So
big.
they're both quite sizable, actually.
Yep.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
So that's the small one, and that's the big one.
There's not a lot in it, is there?
No, but they're just so cute.
I am liking that a lot.
And I'm loving this color. It just
Yeah.
pops.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, Titi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Natasha.
Oh.
It's been nerve-wracking, but it's been so much fun at the same time. I'm crazy. I'm just my type of thing.
Does that mean you'll come back?
If I'm allowed to come back, yes.
There you go. There
Thank
you
you
go.
so very much,
Oh,
everybody. And thank you for
no.
everybody that was online as well viewing.
Thank
I really enjoyed
you.
making that. And it was great to hear all your comments as well. It
Well,
was
we've
very
enjoyed
helpful.
having you.
Thank you.
And hopefully it hasn't been... oh, there you go. Pam says, no criticism needed. You've been a joy to watch and listen to. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, no, you have. You've been an absolute delight. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for watching. We will be with Jane tomorrow doing that quilt behind Titi.
Oh.
Yeah. I say we. Jane's going to do it.
Jane's gonna. That was what she said to me this morning.
Yeah. It's all good.
The
It's all
royal
good.
we.
Yeah. Alrighty then, everybody. Thank you very much.
you.
Give us a wave then, Titi, and we'll see you very soon, hopefully. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.